know that all things whatsoever thou hast said, thou hast given me are of thee.
Mm-hmm. Read that verse before that one.
6 again?
Oh, you only read 2 verses?
Yeah.
I thought it was 3. Okay. Read verse 7 then.
All right, verse 7 again, it says, now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. Verse 8, for I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee.
So Yahushua was saying in this prayer to the Most High that he acknowledges that Yahushua gave the word to his disciples, the same word that the Most High gave Yahushua, man. So he relayed the message. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, and they have believed that thou didst send me.
You see that? So that's the key component right there. They believe, man. Okay? You got a precept?
Yeah, con. It goes into that. Matthew 13 and 10.
Go ahead.
It says, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? Verse 11. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of Yahweh the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Mm-hmm. Going into how Yahweh has found the men which Yahweh has given him to give this word unto. Likewise today, Yahweh has given his word unto his chosen men and didn't give it to the rest of the world.
Yep.
I just want to say in that John 17 and 12.
Yep. Exactly, man. This is a hidden mystery, hidden knowledge. Okay, only an inside group can even understand what's being spoken, man.
That's right.
Okay. Go ahead. Oh, you got a precept? Point? You got a precept? Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Matthew 11 and 25. It says, at that time Yahushua answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise.
Right, and the wise of this world are those that are the most clueless, man. They don't have the, and it's gonna be more obvious. Well, we can tell that they're clueless because they taking the Vanessa, man. They walking around like average pedestrians, man. If the wise of this world, the people that are well off, or the people that are highly respected in the world, they may have a degree, they may have a platform, they may have a lot of followers or fans. If they were putting back in regular everyday lives, man, they'd be making the same stupid decisions that the everyday pedestrian makes, man. Okay, they wouldn't be keeping themselves from idols. They wouldn't be out here. Definitely wouldn't be out here preaching the word, man. Okay, because that's only given again to a select group. You read it again, Bo.
Matthew 11 and 25. At that time, Yahushua answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Adonai of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto the babes.
Right, the humble, okay, the lowly, the meek of the earth, of the Israelites particularly, because there are Israelites that don't get it, man.
That's right.
Okay, even though they're according to the flesh, they are eligible to receive the knowledge. A lot of them turn away from it, man, and that goes into that Hosea 14 I called for as well. But did you finish that? Is that it on that? Oh, I thought that was something you were reading earlier already. Was that a precept that you had?
Yeah, I had a precept.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Go ahead and get that precept, and then we'll get Hosea 14. Okay, yeah.
This is Amos chapter 3. That's a land back to what the Psalm was going into. It says, surely Yahweh power will do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
Mm-hmm. Right, and again, those secrets. Oh, Ephesians, you got that Ephesians 3? Yeah, kind of. Okay, because those secrets, man, is really the understanding of the scriptures, man. The new song. Oh, Revelation 14 and 1. Bible Bashar, you started 1, but the point is in verse 3 and 4. You know, matter of fact, actually, just go straight to the 3rd verse in Revelation 14, Bible Bashar. Go ahead, Ak.
This is Ephesians chapter 3, verse 8. Unto me, who am less than the least of all saints, is the grace given that I should preach among the Gentiles the unsearchable riches of Hamashiach.
Right. It says unto, and by the way, this is Paul being humble. He said that he was less than the least of all saints, and partially because he persecuted the saints, and he understood his faults in the flesh. That, you know, hey, really, you know, according to the law, hey man, you know, he wasn't judging accordingly. He wasn't judging in righteousness, I should say, man. Before his name was changed to Paul, when his name was Saul, he was you know, he was persecuting the church, man. You know, but it says even unto him, and we can take that same position. We know our offenses, you know, that we've done to the Most High before our enlightenment, and even, you know, after we've been woken up, you know. And so, you know, I look at myself, you know, in a lowly manner as well, you know, because he gave his truth to exactly, man, filthy rags, man. He gave his truth to me and all the brothers that's out here, you know, preaching, you know. And so we take that and we have a thankfulness for it, man. Okay. Now, you begin, sir.
This is Ephesians 3 and 8. Unto me, who am less than the least of all saints, is the grace given that I should preach among the Gentiles the unsearchable riches of Hamashiach.
Right, because if you read in the previous chapter, it talks about how in Ephesians 2 and 8, how through grace we're saved by faith. And then Paul expounds on the grace that the Most High gave us by saying that, okay, yes, we have faith in salvation, all right, but we also have the understanding, the mysteries of the understanding of the scriptures, man. Okay, let's get that before we finish this in Ephesians. You got that Revelation 14?
Revelation 14 and 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, and with them 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads.
Right.
Drop down to verse 3, Bible
Verse 144,000, that's the elect, you know, and that lamb is talking about Yahushua. Go ahead.
Verse 3, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the 4 beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth.
Right. So again, this is talking about the elect, the 144,000. And you have, you know, people that acknowledge, you know, the 144,000 exists, but they don't consider that they could be walking amongst 144,000. You know, they don't consider that, man. You know, and I know that firsthand. You know, I know that firsthand, man. They don't consider that, man. Hey, and by the way, what that did for me was it made me think that, man, I don't know who's of the elect. Let me make sure that, you know, I'm a brother to everybody that, you know, is a brother to me.
Right.
You know, because charity covers a multitude of sins, man. That's the biggest, that's the best trait that we can have, man. Benevolence. You got a precept? Okay, so hold on 1 second. Okay. I just wanted to finish that in Revelation, and we'll get that. Did you read verse 4 yet?
No.
Okay.
All right, back in Revelation 14 and 4, it says, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb.
Now, I got a quick question for the Akion. What would that woman in that scripture be talking about?
Can you read it again?
Revelation 14 and 4. It says, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins.
What's that woman going to? Proverbs 2.
Yep. Hey, and if you got a precept to back it up, you can bring it out. But yeah, like the brother said, you know, defiled with women, for they are virgins, is going into not, you know, believing in the religions and ideologies and philosophies of this world, man. You know, and I believe he said, when in Proverbs, there's a couple of them in Proverbs that expound on that. If you got it, you can pull it.
It's Proverbs 2 in verse 16, to deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
Right. Yep. And a strange woman that flattereth with the words, looked at spiritually or figuratively, can be likened unto, again, somebody that is giving you something that sounds good, right? Because Israel loves to hear new things. They had, like the scriptures say, they have itching ears, man. You know, they like drama, they like contention, they like, entertainment. And so if it sounds good, like Isaiah 30 talks about, prophesy unto us smooth things, prophesy unto us deceits. That's what Israel likes to hear, man. Okay? But we're supposed to be getting away from that strange woman. Okay? Which is, again, likened unto the philosophies of this world. Okay? Because it does nothing but cause you to go astray. Okay? Cause you to miss the mark. That's that wide way and broad gate that leads to destruction. Okay? Water, brother. Who's okay, you got another precept?
Yes.
Okay.
He said,
Okay.
All right, Second Ezra, just to prove that point about the virgins, man. Second Ezra 2, and I'll start at verse 26. It says, as for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. I'm gonna jump down to verse 29. It says, my hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. You see? So let you know right there, it says the Lord's hand and his children and their children will be covered. And showing you that those virgins in Revelation 14 are not talking about actual virgins, man.
Yep. Hey man, because the scriptures say that certain women are going to be saved in childbearing. So how the man going to be a virgin?
And what does a woman represent? Enticement. You know what I'm saying? Seduction. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy for if you're not careful. You know what I'm saying? For you to be enticed into a foreign philosophy. Outside of the way of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
All right, let's get Hosea 14:1. And was that all that you had, Benaiah? Okay. And you still got that.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 14:1. O Israel, return unto Yahweh thy power, for thou hast fallen by thine iniquity.
Right, man. Again, this is a call for all so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to consider your ways, because the time is coming, man, where there's going to be a famine of the word, okay? And you're not going to be able to get this information so readily and so easily, man. Matter of fact, it's going to be unavailable. You're going to try to type in GMS on YouTube, unavailable. This channel has been deleted, They see, hey, get like the scriptures say, man, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Get it while the getting's good, man. Hot off the press. Because when all hell breaks loose, you ain't gonna be able to jump in a time machine and go back and listen and get the breakdowns, man. It's gonna be frightful times, man. You're gonna see your neighbors. First, they're gonna, try to be evaluating how much food you got. Then they gonna knock on your door and start asking for shit, Then, you're gonna hear windows busting open, a bump in the night, screams and hollers and gunshots. It's gonna get worse and worse and worse, man. It ain't gonna get no better, man. Con, you said you have one?
Yeah. Okay. Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. I start at 5. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies.
Right. So it says, be of good cheer. Okay. And we're gonna go into why it says be of good cheer, but basically because it's gonna be an end to this, man. Matter of fact, Lamentations 4:23. Go ahead. Well, hold on. I'm sorry. Read the first verse again.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 5. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel.
Right. So keep going.
Ye were sold, verse 6, not to the ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High God to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies.
Right. Because, hey man, when we were put in captivity, for example, Ezra, he was asking the Most High, man, Lord, why have you set these heathen up over us? A nation that you told us to rule over. A nation that you didn't give your law, statutes, and commandments to. You didn't put your name on them. Well, how is it that this nation, being wickeder than us, worshiping these gods, have been allowed to rule over us, man? Right? And the answer is, again, because we transgress the law, statutes, and commandments. Now, this is a temporary position that we're in. All right? There's going to come a time where the roles are going to be reversed. And that's the times that we're quickly approaching, man. Okay? And everybody trying to scramble to see, how to put themselves in the best position in the world that they think is coming. But little do they know, the kingdom of heaven is getting ready to get set up, man. Okay?
Verse 7, for ye provoked us, verse 6, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High God to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies.
Yeah, and that's a big thing to think about. A lot of people think that we've just always been in captivity since we were in existence. Like, no, man. And then there's a reason why we went into captivity. And then when you consider why, and you look at the atrocities that we committed against the Most High when we were in our own land, all you got to do is read 1st and 2nd Kings, and you'll see all of the transgressions that the kings had did, man. And it wasn't just the kings; it was the subject, it was the people as well. So we all eventually got judged, man. The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Okay. Is there more?
Verse 7, for ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High.
Right. Provoke the Most High to anger means you got a death wish. You tempting the Lord, and a lot of people tempt the Lord, man. To this day. They worshiping Allah, practicing Islam, practicing Christianity. Even after they hear the word, man. Even after they come out to or click on a YouTube video of the Israelites going into the true name of the Most High, going into who you are as a people, our people don't want to accept it. But you have certain people that understand that they're Israelites, but they still practice Christianity and call on Jesus, man.
What is Christianity? What is Christianity?
What do you think it is?
Man-made religion.
There you go. You answered your own question. Well, and the reason why it's man-made is because the gods that Christianity pushes, it goes back to really Sumerian, man. It goes all the way back to the what's called the Fertile Crescent, And the gods are called by many names, but you have Semiramis and Tammuz. You can look those names up. And in Egypt, there was Isis and Osiris, and Horus, But pretty much, man, Christianity, if you Google the founding father of Christianity, right, it's going to pull up a dude by the name of Constantine the Great, okay? And he was a pagan, he was a pagan, man. He wasn't somebody that worships a God that is not the true power, that is not the Heavenly Father, okay? So there's many pagan customs, man. Let the scripture say in Jeremiah the 10th chapter, learn not the way of the heathen, man. Okay? Because the heathen set up gods because they haven't been given a blessing. They haven't been given the name of the Most High like how Israel has. They haven't had that intimate relationship with the Most High like how Israel does. Okay? So they make up their own gods, man. Okay? And so,
was there sign right there?
Yeah, he stepped in. No, it's okay. Was there more on that? You have a sign. I got it.
Okay. Verse 8, ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up. Ye have grieved Jerusalem that nourished you.
Right. And what is that, in Ezekiel 16, it talks about how Israel was pretty much nurtured. The northern and southern kingdom was nurtured in the hands of the Most High, and pretty much Israel just went and became a straight whore in the eyes of the Lord, man, by going and committing spiritual fornication, okay, which is idolizing again other gods, man, giving reverence to other gods, man. Okay, if you ask regular, pedestrian walking down the street, what's the name of the Most High? Most people are gonna tell you the wrong answer, man. Okay, most people are not gonna be able to accurately tell you the name of the Lord. That lets you know that only a small group of people have the true knowledge, man. And even if you have the name, that don't even ensure that you have the knowledge, but that's at least a start, So let's get the precept you got.
This is Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. It says, "For my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are sought as children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." And going into idol worship, that's what Jacob's into, heaven. And they show forth that they don't have any knowledge, no knowledge of the Lord. Right. So they're gonna be destroyed.
Yep. Isaiah 69. What else you want?
Romans 10 and 13.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Romans chapter 10, verse 13. "For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved."
Right. And again, the name of the Lord. Well, the name of the Lord, man, is not no, multiple choice. He has many names, man. No. The Lord told Moses that his name was Yahweh, man. Okay. And when he asked, when Moses asked the Lord, what should be, the name that I tell Israel when you go, when you send me on my mission, what should be that name? The Lord told Moses to tell them to call upon Yahweh, man.
Right.
Okay. And then every time you see the Lord, the word Lord in all caps, you have that name Yahweh, man. You see that name in the Hebrew. Okay. It's the most frequent name in the script, most frequent name and word in the scriptures, man. Okay. So let's get what you were Isaiah 6, yeah.
Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. It says, and he said,
you can start up.
I started at 9. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not.
Okay.
Then it says, verse 10, make the heart of this people fat.
Pause that right there. It says, make the heart of this people fat. Matter of fact, let's get that word fat in the Hebrew, okay? Because pretty much it goes into spiritual blindness, man. You got people that are unable to comprehend certain things because of their actual intellect level is, lower than the average, so they might not be able to grasp more complex concepts. It's the same. You have a spiritual IQ as well, Roughly, I'm not saying that it's called an intelligence quotient, but it's something similar to that. You have people that, like the scripture say in 1 Corinthians, they're wise in this world, but they're not able to receive the understanding of the scriptures, man. Well, again, that's because of their spiritual intellect is not on the same level as a prophet of the Lord, man. Okay, so it's a gift, just like how you can't buy more intelligence. You can't buy the spirit, man. You can't buy the understanding of the scriptures on a deep level. Okay, it just has to be given to you, man. It's a gift. Go ahead.
It says, make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
Anybody have that word fat?
Okay. The word for fat is shaman, and it says to be or become fat, grow fat. It says to make fat, show fatness. Down in the Strong's definition, it says causatively make oily or gross, become, make, wax fat.
Is there a good word That's all good. Because shaman in the Hebrew is also oil, you know.
Hold on.
But
So it says in the in the Hebrew Chaldean lexicon, it says to cover with fat, metaphor, to cover over the heart as if it were with fat, to render it callous,
right.
so as not to heed the words of a prophet.
There you go. So our people have a spiritual callous over their minds to not be able to receive the words of the prophets, man. To the point where they walk down the street and the same information may be given to somebody that doesn't have that spiritual callous or that spiritual fat. Because what is a heart attack happens when you have too much fat over your heart. You go into cardiac arrest, right? And it prevents your heart, which is a muscle, from operating properly, man. Okay? So when the scriptures say make the heart of this people fat, basically, make them incompetent, man. Make them unable to understand my words. Because when they had the ability to understand, they shunned it. They didn't want to have no parts of it.
Okay, what? Verse 11, then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. That's what's coming, man. Or that's the end goal, man. 2/3 of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American is gonna be asleep. Is gonna be slumbering until the Lord Yahweh Shah's return, man.
Sure.
And they're gonna be caught as a thief in the night along with the heathen nations, man. Is there more? Yes.
Okay, what else you got? Okay. It's actually in Jeremiah, but let's go back to Hosea 14.
Hosea chapter 14, verse 2. Take with you words and turn to Yahweh. Say unto him, take away all iniquity and receive us graciously. So will we render the calves of our lips.
What is that? Verse 2? Okay, keep going.
Verse 3, assure shall not save us.
Actually, hold on. Start verse 1. Read verse 1 and 2.
Isaiah, Hosea chapter 14, verse 1. O Israel, return unto Yahweh thy God, for thou hast fallen by thine iniquity. Take with you words and turn to Yahweh. Say unto him, take away all iniquity and receive us graciously. So will we render the calves of our lips.
Right. It says, what graciously? I'm sorry.
It says, take away all iniquity and receive us graciously.
Right, man. That's what we wanted the Lord to do, to take away our iniquity and to receive us graciously. You can get Psalms 51 and 11. Because pretty much, if our iniquity is not taken away from us, then we're going to have to suffer for the sins that we committed, man.
Right.
And so we're in that repentance, the state of repentance, man. You got that, Zechariah?
This is Zechariah chapter 1, verse 3. Therefore say unto them, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, turn ye unto me, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will turn unto you, saith Yahweh of hosts.
Right, and that's what the elect are doing, man. We're out here to confess our sins to the Most High, offering up spiritual sacrifice. And whether or not we get persecuted for, what we out here doing, hey, man, we know that the Lord is going to protect us, man.
Right.
Matter of fact, that reminds me of 1 Peter 3 and 14. Okay, you got that
Psalms 51 and 11. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me.
Read verse 10.
Create in me a clean heart, O Lord, and renew a right spirit within me.
Right, man. Again, so we understand that we coming out of the world, we were filthy. We got to be washed. We got to be cleansed, man. We're preparing ourselves for the marriage Okay, so we have to. We can't be found with blemish, man, with a spot on our garments.
Right.
Okay, and that spotted garment is pretty much being unprepared. You know, it's likened unto being found with no oil in your lamps, which the oil is the truth. You know, so we gotta let our light shine, man. The scriptures talk about that, Matthew the 5th chapter. Go ahead,
This is 1 Peter 3:14. I'm gonna start at 13. And who is he that will harm you if ye be followers of that which is good? Verse 14. And if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled.
Right. It says, if you suffer for righteousness' sake, don't be afraid, man. Happy are ye. Go ahead. Which you're gonna have. I'm sorry. There are gonna be instances where we're gonna have to take the loaf.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse 15, it says, but sanctify Yahweh power in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear.
Right. So it says, sanctify the Lord in our hearts, meaning you make him top priority, special.
In your life.
You know, just like if you was to, you know, have $1 million in the bank, you're gonna be thinking about that.
Yeah.
You know, that's gonna be like important. You know, how much more the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua in the name of the Lord, and understanding what our heritage is, man. This way, of course, it can't be compared, but it's you know, likened to something that you supposed to really put a lot of value on, man. Okay. Okay. Is there more in there? I think that was the point. Verse in chapter 14.
Yeah.
All right. You can break it down.
Hosea chapter 14:4, I will heal their backsliding, I will love them freely. I started 3. It says, assurance shall not save us, we will not ride upon horses, neither will we say any more to the work of our hands, ye are our gods. Going into what the priest is going into, man. The idolatry of Israel, man. Constantly, all throughout the scriptures, Jacob went off. And so Root 4 tells us, Root 3 tells us, we are yet this day in our captivity for a curse. You know, and this is why. You know, so the answers are contained in the Holy Scriptures as to why. But it says, for indeed the fatherless findeth mercy, I will heal their backsliding. And that's what Jay goes to these idols for. Temporary, vain, get it now comfort, man. Get it now results, man. You know,
Brothers need to start working out.
it says, verse 4, I will heal their backsliding. I will love.
Hey, man.
Verse 4, I will hear their backsliding. I will love them freely, for mine anger is turned away from them. Hey, that's what we're coming into. Let's get that Lamentations 4. And
That's what I call for. Yeah, that's what I call for. Can you hold
20 point.
You can get Lamentations, because we're gonna get Isaiah.
This is Isaiah 30 and 22. Ye shall defile also the covering of thy graven images of silver, and the ointment of thy molten images. This is Isaiah 30 and 22. Ye shall defile also the covering of thy graven images of silver, and the ornament of thy molten images of gold.
Right. So again, the idols of these people that Israel worships is going to be cast off, man, in the kingdom. You're not gonna have Israelites worshiping other gods in the kingdom, man.
That's right.
It's going to be complete order. That's why we can't wait until the Lord give us those parts of flesh, okay? Where the laws are written in our inward parts, because we hate going off, man. It's just whack. And then we also hate the the wages of sin, you know. And so that's why we striving to enter into the kingdom, man. You got a precept? Okay.
It's Ezekiel 36 and verse 24. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land.
Right. So it says, I will take you from among the heathen, talking to the Israelites. So that's your Gentiles, okay? That's your Greeks, okay? The Israelite foreigners. They're going to be taken from among the heathen, because where are we right now? We're among the heathen. You know? We're among the Edomites, the Elamites, Moabites, Hamites. They're all over here in America, man. Okay? Capitalizing off of the land of opportunity. Capitalizing off of the opportunity of having you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in captivity, man. Okay? They still benefit to this day with the infrastructure that they've set up during those times. Okay? And even after slavery, chattel slavery, you know, after the abolishment of slavery, as we, you know, to be politically correct, you still had, yes, that, what I was talking about, pretty much obstacles, you know, they're in the way for Israelites to succeed the same way that the other nations succeed.
Oh, redlining,
Jim
Crow laws.
you know, Jim Crow laws, various different laws that are set up to pretty much prohibit Jake from exceeding over Edomite, man. You know, they wouldn't let them into certain schools, you know, certain positions couldn't be filled, you know, to the point where they wouldn't even live in certain cities, man. You know, because they knew they could get lynched. That's why you got this plaque right here. Okay? All the way up until the 1960s, where they, you know, got rid of the segregation, right? Which is still, even still, you still, you know, still got to fight against the various different wage gaps, okay, and so on and so forth, because Jake works just as hard, if not harder, than the Edomite, okay? But there's still a wage gap from an Edomite to a Jake. Why is that? Because they've been given, the Edomites have pretty much a head start. They have a pitches, or I'm sorry, generational wealth that they've received from having, again, their grandfathers, great-grandfathers, having us in captivity, man. Sounds like you had a point, bro? Okay,
I want to add, they really didn't do away with the segregation, so to speak. They dressed it up and gave it a new name. You had redlining, where they put certain Jakes in particular areas of the city. You know what I mean? That's why the majority of our people, they still live in what? The barrios, the ghettos. You know, when you look up the word ghetto, it actually goes back to the word, I mean, the definition means dwelling place of the Jews. So,
I'm sorry. Well, in sociology, they have a term called social segregation, to where people are classified based on the money that they receive. So we have been strategically put in like the lower class. You see what I'm saying? Which really, if we think about it, that's a fulfillment of prophecy. And I might add, that's a cut to people that were. One pastor was saying that, without slavery, we wouldn't be able to prove that we're Israelites. But that's a huge component to understanding the plight of the Israelites. Right? It says that, according to the scriptures, that we're going to be relegated to the four corners of the earth, right? And these various countries, we're going to be at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? That's prophecy. So a lot of these Christians, they can't link up prophecy to what's going on contemporarily. And contemporarily means what's going on right now. So you have to understand history and understand the mystery, right? Like the apostles like to say. And so now we're in a time of the Great Awakening.
That's right.
We're in a time of us understanding who we are. And guess what? We're rising on our feet, alluding to Ezekiel the 38th chapter. Yep. We're standing up our feet because we had that breath of life has been blown into us. And so now we're able to diagnose what's going on in the world via the lenses of the scriptures.
That's right.
I got something for you all.
Go ahead,
Lamentations chapter 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked.
That's right. And how do we make ourselves bare? By not following after the law, statutes, and commandments. Now you can look that up with what happened in Genesis, right? When Adam and Eve was naked, and what did they do? They hid amongst the trees. Well, that's symbolic of us hiding ourselves amongst the Gentiles, and that's what's going on now. We're hiding ourselves amongst the Gentiles with the philosophies, right? Well, our people, I should say, are hiding ourselves amongst the people with the philosophies, the doctrines of the world. And so we out here to bid our people to the wind, like the brother just brought out to say, hey, you guys are the Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, and you have a culture.
That's right.
And your culture is what? These scriptures.
Right.
And you're supposed to abide by these scriptures, lest you be destroyed in the latter days. And we are in the latter days, man. Right? Everybody wants to know what's going on. Why did God allow this to happen? Why did God allow something like this to happen? I mean, this song here doesn't really do justice of what happened. If you go to the history of this man was stripped naked, his body parts were cut off, stuffed in his mouth. He was forced to eat it, burnt, right? We actually have pictures of it right here. We have pictures of it. Now, if you believe in a higher power, you believe in God, right? Okay, we can leave out the scriptures, right? Why would a higher power allow this to happen? You have to ask yourself that. Because we are committed what? Apostasy. What does that word apostasy mean? It means that we have renounced our way and followed the heathen. That was a breach in the contract.
That's right.
And because we breached the contract that we had with the Heavenly Father, He allowed us to go into severe captivity. Generation after generation after generation. Right? It was a trickle down effect. So now, fast forward, we're demonized. We're looked at as excuse my language, niggers. Proverbs and Proverbs, right? It talks about that in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, starting at 15. Can somebody get that? Because I'm dry talking right now. Go ahead, brother.
Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations where Yahweh shall lead thee.
That's right. So now we are an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. That means that we are stereotyped. We are demonized. Right? When somebody sees a so-called black man, they clench their purses. They look at us as deadbeat dads. They look at us as our women as whores. And again, if you're looking at it from a philosophical level, a spiritual level, why would the Most High allow that to happen? Why would a higher power allow that to happen? Can you please jump to verse 15, brother? Because it's all about these prophecies, man. Deuteronomy 28:15. Thank you, brother.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
That's all these curses shall come upon us. Right? Where's the curse that we see amongst our people? The fact that we kill one each other. You walk down the street and see a so-called black man, he's the same age as you, and guess what? You up in arms. You ready to fight. Right? You got a song in the back of your mind. A spell on you. We can get it popping. I ain't doing no fight. Why would you say shit like that? Think about that. Again, if you believe in a higher power, why would the Most High allow the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans to be sunken down in such a dark state? It's because you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you are the true Israelites.
That's right.
You have a way and you're not following that way. And because you're not following that way, guess what? You are sunk in a very, very, very destructive state.
That's right.
So we out here to tell our people to wake up, to tell our people to come back to the Heavenly Father. Right? Every problem that you see in the world, really, right? That's exemplified in the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, right? It's because the breach of the contract. That's why we're adamantly coming out here to tell our people, whoever they hear or forbear. A lot of times we're preaching to the choir. Right? That's fine. We just brought out that 2/3 of our people aren't going to get it.
That's right.
Right? But we're here to tell our people to repent, lest you be destroyed. Hey, what does it say in Isaiah, the first chapter? You have been stricken.
1 and 4.
Why should you be stricken anymore? Can somebody grab that? Because I don't want to drag dry top.
Isaiah 1 and 4.
Isaiah 1 and 5.
I got it.
Come on.
All right, it's Isaiah 1 and 5. Right, it reads, "Why should ye be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick."
That's right. And this says the whole head is sick. Well, because look how we govern ourselves. Look what we deem as right, and it's a spiritual problem. See, everything is spiritual and it manifests into the physical. We're spiritually sick. That's why you got people like Steve Harvey that says to tell our women to think like a man and act like a woman, and that's a bestseller amongst our people. A totally wayward way. That's why somebody like Oprah can promote the stereotypes on the so-called black men, the head charter Judites, and that's praised here. Why adultery is celebrated, right? So this is not an economical problem because we have enough resources, right, to come together and say, you know what, we want to do, we want to build this and build that. That's not the problem. It's a spiritual problem. And we're here to diagnose that problem to our so-called people. But to our people, I should say, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, we're here to diagnose the problem, spiritually speaking. You guys want that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and read more.
That was in it. That was in it.
Well, I was alluding to Isaiah 5. I didn't know.
Oh, no, he has
You
Isaiah.
Isaiah 5?
Yeah, it's Isaiah.
More than that? Ma'am? Yes, ma'am. You can have water. Go ahead, man.
I gotta put this is Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 7. It says, "Yea, the stork in the heaven knoweth her appointed times, and the turtle and the crane and the swallow observe the time of their coming. But my people know not the judgment of the house."
That's right. Our people don't understand judgment, which means they're reprobate. Somebody who's reprobate means they don't have any judgment. They're living a life of nihilism, a life with no meaning. And that's our people. Our people walk up and down the streets every weekend to get into something. Whether it be drinking to the stupefied, trying to find the next woman to bone or a man to jump on, right? The bag, the infamous bag, and nobody really get to the money like that.
Nah, hell no.
If you ain't touching
8 figures.
8 figures or at least 6, hey, you ain't doing that.
Nah, yeah, because you need 6 figures just to live.
Paycheck.
Right.
Nigga,
Anywhere outside of Atlanta or Dallas,
yeah.
you need
Yeah,
6 figures
you
just to
need 6
live,
figures
man.
to live.
Don't let you have a child. Woo! You gonna be paycheck to paycheck.
Yep.
Don't let your car mess up.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna be back 2 months.
I'm trying to say, man.
But then you doing overtime. But Jacob be doing overtime. Like, I'm getting to it, bro. You are a slave.
You get to build up somebody else's enterprise.
You have to work 12 hours just to get a decent revenue. And notice I say revenue, not net, because all the money that you got, you spend it and give it to somebody else.
Yep.
You're in a rat race.
Yep.
We're supposed to be living a life of abundance.
That's right.
Under Yahweh by Yeshua Yahweh.
Yep.
Because there's a difference between income and wealth, man. People think that, because you make 6 figures, you good. First of all, 6 figures ain't shit. But even if it was, what is the assets that you have? What is your that's what determines your actual wealth. So when the brother talked about when we live in life in abundance, which Howard Shah said that. He said that I came to you shall have life and have it more abundantly. We're gonna have actual assets that's gonna be worth. There's gonna have monetary value. Okay, right now, what do you have that you can sell that's worth something, man? Okay, let's say your car, but you purchased it for more than what you can sell it for. You know, let's say you own a home. You're the minority. Most people are not homeowners, man. You know, and so outside of that, most people don't really have very much wealth. Okay, again, because the majority of the wealth is owned by 1% of the population. You know, and really the 1% of the 1% got the strings attached to everything. You know, we was talking about you demons right here on this side right here, man. All right, you Dukes of Edom. You know, you Amalekites. All right, elite banking families, man. You are the ones who are the decision makers. All right, and you are the ones that the earth has been given into. The scriptures say in Genesis, the 27th chapter, about the fatness of the earth. Well, Esau has the fatness of the earth, starting with those men. Okay.
You said Jeremiah 2. You about to grab?
Yeah, he getting one in Jeremiah too. I don't know what verse.
Jeremiah, is he a homeborn slave?
Yeah. Oh, damn. I was gonna get 2 and 30. You might want to start.
You know what I'm saying? Just to bring out what you're talking about.
Is that in the beginning of the chapter?
Is he a homeborn slave?
Is Israel a homeborn slave?
Yeah.
This Isaiah chapter, this Jeremiah 2:14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
Right. It says, is he a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Meaning, is he a peasant? Is he a man, a nation of no progeny, of no pedigree? The answer is no. However, that's why. By the way, that's why the scriptures say, "I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth," because the roles have been reversed.
That's right.
And so now it's normalized to have a Jake. See a Jake begging for money on land. You know, like that. Let's do it.
Yeah, man, you can go over here for us. Over here on the side. Brother Mike Allen. All right. Y'all can hear us fine, can't you? He said, "Where y'all going?" Oh shit! He said, "Where y'all going? What y'all doing over there?" Yeah, man. Oh man, that hurt. Oh, that was funny. That shit work. I mean, my body fighting something, bro. It's just this weather. This weather. It's this weather. It's up and down. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like dripping. I'm constantly feeling tired and I'm constantly having to blow my nose.
Me too.
It's just clear sinuses. I ain't got the cough yet, but I can feel it.
I ain't got the cough, but I feel it too. I'm like, ooh. That apple cider vinegar was saving me.
Yeah. Apple cider vinegar. I've been getting up getting water.
I just let it. We might just go off of yours. I'm on at 49%.
Yeah, that's fine. Go off mine.
Yeah.
I mean, you got my
I got a charger.
Yeah. I mean, I'm at 49.
It'll charge you all the way up from there.
Oh yeah.
I'm at 40.
Okay. I just
And
I got
you got the cord though.
You got the cord for yourself though.
I ain't got the cord. Oh, I do got the cord. I do got the cord. Yep. I got the cord. I got a real long one too.
Get it right there. And then I'll put the cord on there. And then when mine start to die, okay, big. Yeah.
Huh? Settings, audio. Yeah, set my. Yeah, it's very good. You got long hair. Other thing right here. You be standing next to him. Come here, brother.
Who's that?
Yeah,
What's this?
it's a microphone.
A microphone?
Yeah.
Wow.
He said,
Yeah,
wow.
I don't want that responsibility.
Nah, y'all next to each other. We next to each other. They cut out all of my. Cause sometimes on my live stream I can hear the wind. It get choppy. They just cut it all out.
Oh, okay.
So all you hear is just us speaking instead of all that ignorance.
Oh, it's on. I got it.
One of them by Eddie Swamp one.
That's the base.
How many
It's the receiver. You only get 2 in one. It's one that costs you get 4, but that's 500. I was like, nah.
Y'all brothers ready?
Go. Let's do it.
Everybody
Turn. I guess put mine next to yours.
Make sure you in. One time.
Okay.
Make sure you in
I
mine
just
too.
put mine further back then. Put mine further back. It's okay.
Make sure you in mine.
All of us.
How you looking?
All right, that'd be all of us.
Okay.
That's all of us. Yeah.
All right. We good. We good.
Oh, turn a little bit more. There you go.
Hey, Shalom Malakyam.
Shalom.
Hey, we want to give our praise to our Heavenly Father. His name is
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Makakadash.
A double honor to the apostles, the elders, and who will. Peace and means say, takes to Yakyam and his Torah and his truth. We are here again. This is a prophesy. That's what it's all about. To wake up our people, wake up the elect, let them know what's going on in the world by the lenses of these scriptures. All right, because there's a lot of things that's going on. You know, chiefly what we've been seeing. I'm brother, sir. You brothers can attest to it. I know. You seen a video recently. There's been a lot of judgment going out on these women, man.
Con.
Have y'all been seeing that?
Yeah.
And that's because tension is high, and resources are getting low. And you know, the weak of society is being preyed upon.
Right.
That's what we're seeing. So if we can, what's that? Isaiah the 3rd chapter, going into rise of you women that are at ease. Is it 32 or is it 3?
It might be, hold on.
It might be 32.
No. You said Isaiah.
Isaiah 3 or is it 32?
I think it might be Isaiah 32, right?
Okay. Because I always get those two. We'll see women that are at ease.
Oh, yeah.
Verse 9. Go ahead, Malak.
So Isaiah 32:9, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women.
That's right. So we are in that time to where, guess what? Women are being called out. And it's very spiritual that is happening. Right? There's a reason why you turn on the news and women are being slain.
Con.
Right? People don't put 2 and 2 together. Especially our women. They don't realize that the ways are not pleasing for the Heavenly Father.
Right.
Y'all, if anybody got something to say, please.
Hey, and I was thinking about this earlier today. The gender dynamics, all right, the roles between the man and woman, it's going to be restored through this judgment taking place. Yep. That's why it's a reason why in Isaiah 4:1 it said the women going to be saying, just let me be called by your name. Because that there's going to be something that's taking place upon the earth that's causing the women, these proud women, mind, it's Israelite women that's going to be saying this. This is the proudest woman on the earth, man. Right. What would happen that would cause her to say something like that? Just let me be called by your name.
I got that for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Isaiah 4:1. It is that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
Yeah. So because these things are taking place upon the earth, women are going to revert back to their natural roles as a helpmeet. All right. Elder Gabar said this maybe like 8 months ago. He did a lesson. He said women are accessories to power. Wherever the power lies, women are gonna be there by default. Okay. And then that in the time coming, the power, the safe haven from the destruction is going to be with the men of the Lord.
Right.
So by default, that's where the women are going to go, and they're going to be on, our program, the same way we have to be on the Lord's program. It always baffled me that we understand the concept of we have to relinquish control to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and just trust in good faith that good days, bad days, He's going to have it turn out for our good in the end. We understand that as men of the Lord, but the woman can't get that concept.
Right.
She's going to get it in that day, man. You have something you want to say, brother?
I got it real
Okay,
quick.
okay.
Proverbs 8:11. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. And I brought that out is because a beautiful precept to that is Isaiah 33:6. Wisdom and knowledge be stability of thy times. See, a lot of people, they might have these various goods in this world, but they're not going to know how to maneuver in that time to come. See, we at the Skidder, we know who our enemies are. We understand where we could go, where we need to go. Right.
Yes, go ahead. You good?
Where we don't need to go, who we need to cling on to, right? But a lot of people, they're gonna fold. They're gonna be making pacts with the enemy, and they're gonna lead their women to destruction.
Right.
See, wisdom is gonna shine in that day. It's gonna people are gonna know these are the men that was diagnosing the problems of the world and prophesying, letting us know what was to come. We should follow them. You know, that's gonna be the true riches. Right. This wisdom.
So that there's the good news is, man, hey, even though you've been in hell all this time, there's a pathway to a kingdom. There's a pathway to peace. There's a pathway to righteousness. But there's only one way to it, man. You got to seek that righteousness, seek meekness, so you may be hidden the day of the Lord's anger. All right? But our people, they're trying to find all these different avenues, to find peace, to find happiness. Right. When there's really only one avenue, man, and that's through Yahweh and His Son, Yahweh Shai, whose blood was shed so that we can even have a pathway to the Father. Go ahead.
Just quickly, now back, you saying we get a pathway.
Mm-hmm.
This is John 10:1. It says, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is as a thief and a robber.
Yeah, man. You got to stick by the book. Before we even came over here, the elder brother Mark Allen said what? He said, man, I don't want to just break off and come over here. Things have to be done in order. There's a certain order that you have to do things, man, with the Most High. It's His will, not your own. Right. You got to, I said the phrase earlier, relinquishing control to the Lord, man. We understand, look, I'm doing what He said to do, and that's it. I'm not adding nothing to it. I'm not going to mess up the recipe to salvation. Right. That's all you had on that one? Okay.
Verse 2, John 10:2, it says, but he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice. And he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out.
Yeah, man. So there's a specific way that we come into this thing. There's specific instructions, and there's men that were examples to us on how to walk this walk, man. There's no other way. You got it. Hey, the straight gate, man. Woo! Yep. The straight gate. The brother got it.
No, you got some.
Chime in whenever you want.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Back in Isaiah 32:9, it says, rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, you careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days shall ye be troubled, you careless women. For the venture shall fail, the gathering shall not come.
Ooh, the venture shall fail. We see that going on now. Hey, can somebody jump to Ecclesiastes 12 when it says the grinding shall cease? Because there's very interesting commentary on that I read years ago in regards of the grinders. In the ancient world, in order to get like certain grains grounded, you would have women that were actual grinders. You know what I'm saying? That would grind the mills up, the grains up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now the people call themselves grinders, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the grinding is ceasing. especially for you women, right? Hey, these schools are shutting down, things of that nature. And a lot of women that are single parents, they had to do? They had to take off in order to take care of their children.
Right.
Now they using sick days, FMLA days. You know what I'm saying? Or some of them don't even have that, so they're missing out on money taking care of their children.
A lot of these women too, man. They like being in my occupation, man. A lot of these women, man, they really are at ease, man, because you got all these different government assistance programs, such as Texas Rent Relief, all these things that these women can fall back on. They get extra. They getting extra now with these food stamps, the child tax credit. Now what you have is tax season coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these women are at ease. They really are at ease, man.
Yeah.
You know, this place is designed. If you a woman, you good.
Yeah.
You know, everything is catered to you. Ladies' night. You get drinks free, all this other bullshit, man. Everything is catered to the woman, man.
All the laws, the statutes in this government cater to the women. In the West, man, especially Western society, all the laws are to strip the man of any authority. That's why the women on this side, like the brother's saying, they can lean on the government, they can lean on their daddy Esau for rent relief, for any kind of protection, which is why they're in the spirit to where they don't respect the men. They don't want to submit unto the men, because they don't need the man for protection, to provide for any. So naturally a woman, she's like, nigga, what can you do for me? I already got a man. I got the government. I don't really need you, but for dick. That's how they think.
Hey, there was this one video of this woman talking about, hey, these apps they bait now. I don't need no man. I could just depend on the app. And that very woman was in Louisiana, where I don't want to misquote say New Orleans, but she a couple week later, she on that rooftop. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a flood, it was a hurricane. Hey, it's me and my kids, y'all pray for me. Now guess what? Guess who you had to depend on to get your ass up out of there? A man.
Right.
So when that time comes of a flood, right? Symbolically speaking, guess what? Guess who you gonna be leaning on? A man.
Yeah.
But first, a lot of these women gonna get a foot up your booty.
Yeah. Majority of the people that's gonna be perishing is gonna be women.
Yeah.
So when the enemy, like your brother said, when the enemy come in like a flood, they gonna turn to the men of value are gonna be the men that are pursuing Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's gonna be the hiding place from the wind. You had something? Yeah, more, brother. Yeah.
All right, back in Isaiah 32:11, it says,
I still got
"Tremble,
that.
ye women that are at ease, be troubled, you careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins."
Hey, if I could say a prime example, mention like that video, like say judgment going out. You had a video where this woman, she went into the bank, came out, her husband just pulled up, and all of a sudden he just ran and tried to hit her. Missed and turned around, and then he hit her and ran upon a pole.
Yeah.
So he basically killed her and took her out. Said it was no words. People that witnesses said it was no words being spoken. He just pulled up and they started trying to mow her down.
Hey, another woman in Chicago, beautiful young lady, man, got popped in the face. And suppose it was a cop, and they're saying, well, allegedly, no charges have been brought up, but this woman got shot in the face. Beautiful young woman. Another woman in Houston, 23-year-old. This young girl got shot 22 times. Damn. They killed her and the dog. They ashamed what they did to that dog.
They shot a 22,
22.
So they went out to get her. It was specifically her. Oh, damn. What did she do to make them niggas that mad?
It's a mess. It's a mess.
That's some vengeance.
It's a mess. You know what I'm saying? But that's happening more and more often. You know what I'm saying? And we out here telling you that it's going to happen. Did you have something a lot? Or did you have some more than that? Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 5, verse 28. It says, they are waxing fat. All right. Come. It says, they are waxing fat. They shine, yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked.
Oh.
They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. And the right of the needy do they not judge. Hey, one thing about it, hey, they said it says that they wax fat. You have all these different Jakes, because when you go into that scripture, when you go into this chapter, that's going to who? That's going to Jake. That's going to the wicked men of Israel. So you having Jake that's going around they're doing wickedness, but yet they seem like they're prospering. All right, you got like you say, you still got the drug dealers in the hood. You still got the ones that do crime, the robbing, murdering. Yet they don't get caught. They feel like everything's at a good pace. But the Lord, He's gonna basically use a lot of these Jakes or a lot of these people in general to bring forth judgment unto others. All right, before the Lord exercise His judgment unto them. So it's gonna be people walking around and they're gonna have that mind and spirit of the man that ran over his wife just to happen. Then be like, what happened? I don't know. I snapped. It just clicked on me. No, that was the Lord putting that spirit on you to do that.
Hey y'all, should we scoot over so I ain't all up on this pole? On that pole.
That's right.
That good? That's fine. I ain't need too much space. Where we at with it?
That's right. Beautiful point, huh? You know what I'm saying? It goes to perfectly what the brother just brought out. They when we were bringing out, they wax. What's it? They wax. Read it again for me.
No, it says verse 28. It says there are wax and fat.
They're wax and fat, meaning that they eating good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, these females, man, they'll go on they'll have 5 dates or 3 dates, and in one day they go back home to their man. There's a woman that actually did that.
They call it foodie dates.
Yep.
Where the women they'll use a man just for the sake of food.
It's for the sake of food.
And then they'll go back home to their man.
Right. They cook him some food. The irony. Right.
Back in Jeremiah 6:28, it says they are that wax and fat. They shine, yea. They overpass the deeds of the wicked.
That's right. And look at our women. Look at all the negative cliches or the negative slang that our women have produced.
Right.
You got that. He's an F boy. Oh, I got a side end. Oh, I got a Sancho. Right? I got a BM. I mean, BD, a baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? They got songs about abortions.
Yeah.
By throwing the kid away, got dances. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to say she's the main tool, but she might be. She might be the main tool to push out that wicked vibration in the earth.
But scriptures say that she's beginning of wickedness through her.
We all die. Yeah. Well, damn it, she is. I want to back you up, brother. This is Proverbs 12 and 26. It says, "The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them." So our people, like you said, they surpass the deeds of the wicked. They've been seduced by it, and not only that, have they taken it to a whole nother level, man.
That's right. Jake like to shine. Jake, when he gets something, he gonna, like I say, if I do it, I'm gonna do it to go all out with it, and that's what Jake do.
And he's all smart because he knows that we're the salt of the earth. So when he uses us as to do his wickedness, he knows it's gonna be more potent if he gets Jake to do it.
What if he's trying to sell something to?
Yeah, he's gonna use Jake.
Yeah, that'd be the face of it.
Be the face. Yeah.
They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet prosper. And the right of the needy do they not judge?
Hey, the brother, the Malak here, he just brought out the fact that these women, they depend on the government versus depending on the father of their child.
Right.
So they don't plead the cause of the fatherless, but they break up the family structure, right, for their narcissism. So you got women that do all these things that cheat, sleep around, right, jump to man, right, and totally negate their obligation to their family, to their man first and foremost.
Right.
They feel like their children come first.
Backwards. Everything been flipped upside down.
But the man is the strength of the household.
Right.
But that's been replaced with all this infrastructure that the devil has set in place. So you don't need a man to provide because the government will do that with the EBT and all the programs that you talk about. All right. You don't need a man to, so to speak, teach your children things. They got the television.
Right.
They got all these. They got the school. They got Esau's school system. He learns all that there. So you know what I mean. The women, they don't really actually see the purpose or value of a man. Think about being an Israelite woman growing up in this society, and all you see is this shit.
Right.
Yeah, cool. Isaiah 10:1, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the people, from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless.
Yeah, man. So these people have committed iniquity by their laws and their decrees that they pushed. All right, and there's going to be a recompense for that. I got a precept. It's Sirach 10:7. It says, pride is hateful before God and man. And the scriptures call Esau, most proud. Okay? And by doth one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So this devil going to be stripped out of his power seat because of the iniquity that he's pushed. He think he's made all these provisions, to override the prophecies of the Most High, but he's going to come to naught, man. He's going to be stripped out of that power seat like it goes into in Isaiah 47.
Hey, what is Zechariah 1? It said the Lord was sore pleasing with the heathen that are at ease, because you got heathen that are relaxing. Because what? They put Jake in the forefront. They got Eve to push out the man. And now what? They regain power. When you go to the hoods and stuff, you're going to have, what? A heathen in the convenience stores. And what are you going to do? When Eve walk in there, a lot of them, he take them to the back. They basically be having Eve as some of their women around the neighborhood. The bodegas and all that.
Especially in the Northeast, yeah.
So a lot of this, and that's how things get turned down. Because they look at a Jake and be like, what you gonna do? Like, what you gonna do for me, Ian? Then all of a sudden, I am the table.
Bring it to the table. I am the table.
But she go get money from who?
She's a harlot, man. She's become a harlot for all the other nations. She's beneficial to every other man of every other nationality besides the Israelite man. You know what I mean? So when you was going into the curses over there earlier, that's prophecy. And the Lord he also, had these things happen so that we can have breadcrumbs to come back to our heritage. Because now we can go look in the scriptures and say, this only fits us.
It only fits us.
Yeah.
Isaiah 1:8, it says, and the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumber, as a besieged city.
Where they get took.
Yeah, man.
Basically. Yeah. Hey, because it's talk about that in Isaiah 5:1, how basically the Most High tore down our hedges because we were his basically his garden. Yeah. He tore down the hedges so we could be devoured, man. Yeah. But how much more so for our women? Our women have been devoured by physically raped and ravaged, and now it's mentally. Yeah. Now to the point now that our women they subscribe to all the stereotypes that were given to us during slavery.
God, Esau manufactured niggas.
Right.
All right, and it's so beautiful because of that. Our hedge was taken away. We can see what the value of a man is. If you don't have that hedge of protection, that guardrail from death, look at what could happen to the nation. And the women are getting ready to see, this is what a man is for. He's a hedge of protection. He's a guardrail from death. He's a counselor. He's a God. All those things that we are to her, Yahweh Shai is to us. It just kind of trickles down. So we get the concept. We get that we need a head, a hedge of protection, somebody that we have to submit to. You know what I mean? We're not questioning every little thing. What the hell we look like questioning? You know what I mean? But our women, they can't even comprehend these concepts. But they're going to be forced to because of the destructions and the woe that's coming upon the earth.
Right. Yeah. Like I say, the time women feel like they can be free, do like a man, I can sleep with this man and that man, it's going to come to a halt. Because like it says in the scripture, 7 women can hold on to one man. And they just want to be with him, be called by their name, Why? Because they can stay away from, well, basically stay from what? Anger. I mean, from destruction. All right, from being ravaged.
And that behavior that these women sleeping with every other dude, bringing these dudes to your apartment, it's gonna be a snare to them when this shit pop off. Right. All these niggas know where you live.
You know, kicking your damn door.
All these niggas know how to have access to you.
Know what you about.
Hey,
They
man.
don't even know about each other.
Yeah.
Find some shit. Man, these hoes is, man, these women are wicked, man.
It's about to be over, man.
Women are wicked, man.
They know how to play the game. They know how to get in your mind too.
Hey, that mindset that I said, because now you can't get a woman, a woman when they're thinking her mind of sharing her man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. The conversation is up.
Damn, yeah. I be damn if I share a nigga. You know what I'm not? Yeah, when we gonna that day your ass gonna that mindset gonna change, man.
Hey, you starting to see that? You starting to see that change, that transition is happening.
Yeah.
There was a post a couple months ago. This woman talking about, excuse my language, talking about, girl, your nigga is my nigga too.
How you see
That's a nigga story.
She said that's our nigga.
That's our nigga. Yep. Because they start to realize, a lot of these women start to realize, like, don't nobody want you. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta be super bad for a white dude to get with you.
Yeah.
You an average black woman with a weave in her hair,
Don't want her, nah.
pop belly.
You gotta be cream of the
Nobody
crop.
want that. Nobody want that shit, man. Loud. Nobody want that.
They especially realize that after they done hold through their whole 20s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then that shit start to not be where it's supposed to be at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
These women are hit 38 trying to reinvent themselves.
Humble down, act like
I'm a
she's
vegan.
No, bitch, you been hoeing for a decade and a half. 20 years hoeing.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you a vegan. Now you listen to affirmations in the morning. Get your ass out of here.
You're making somebody wait 90 days.
Hey,
come on, man.
I'll say this to the few sisters that repent. You know what I mean? Hey, but shit, that's far and in between.
Yeah, you gotta keep your head down, baby girl, because we know you.
If the shoe fit, you know.
Hey, we ain't talking down on you, but
Hey.
This is Sirach 26, and the quick verse 22. It says, "An harlot shall be counted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband."
How many brothers experienced that? Have a woman that's a tower against death, man. Hey, it's like I said, it's far and in between. They out there somewhere. We just ain't seen them. You know what I mean? So we know that death toll, especially on the women's side, is going to be very high.
Right.
You know, even King Solomon, was it King Solomon? He said, "I searched 1,000 women, I found of none righteous. I searched 1,000 men, I found but one." You know.
It's true.
Yeah. So the Lord always gives you ratios and proportions. You know, that's less than 1%. That you might have to search 10,000 women to find one that got some goddamn sense.
Right. When David went down there, what is his name? When he was basically had riches and he, what is his name, man? David went down to basically slay him, but his wife got some food and everything together to meet him. And
yeah, I know you're talking about. I forget the name.
I forgot his name, but he died right after that. But the thing is, that was a woman that basically looked at her after her man.
It might have been Abigail.
So
Abigail with King David's wife. Before she was married, she was already married, and he basically he talked junk to King David. And King David he got on the horses, and they said he was going down to slay him. And his wife got food and everything gathered up, wine, and sent it to meet him, just to basically keep her husband from dying. But with all that, she showed she was a good woman. But the Lord did what? Took his life and gave him up to King David. And that's how it's really going to be in these times. You're going to have these women that's going to be looking for good men, and they've been hard all their lives. You're not going to find no good men. You're going to just basically say, I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing, but no man ain't going to want you.
Right. Lit up a pandemic.
This 1 Timothy 2:15, it says, "Notwithstanding," actually let me start up. Verse 13, 1 Timothy 2:13. "For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved. And this salvation is what we all seek. All right? She shall be saved in childbearing.
Right.
All right,
Basically
so
by laying on your back.
yeah.
Being
Bringing forth this.
Bringing forth the yeah.
Yeah, bringing forth the seed, man.
So it's a lie. I read that because it's a lie. What's going to happen to the woman who has been ingrained in her head that she doesn't need a man? Okay? She's not going to receive that salvation. Right. It's going to be a realization that you actually, in fact, do need a man. And on top of that, you're going to be having this man's children. Mm-hmm. Okay? You're going to be saved in childbearing. So the goal for us all up here is to be delivered out of the destruction. That's the goal for everybody.
That's right.
There's a lot of, even these people that don't know it yet, everybody on earth, they go in that time is going to be like, I just hope I can make it out of this.
Right.
Right? So these women are, the ones that are still alive, they're going to realize, oh, there's only one avenue to receive salvation. Even, you know, you may not even be with a man of the Lord right now, but the Lord's going to navigate it to those sisters that are supposed to be saved. They're going to end up being with the man of the Lord. Right. He's going to be their covering.
That's right. That's right. Or she's just going to be a believer.
Yeah, right.
Repent and just do the right thing.
Yeah. And eventually, even her, the Lord going to usher her in with her brother.
That's right.
Oh, that's me?
Yeah.
That's all good. Oh, no, I got it. This is a different chord. I'll wait till it get to 10. It's fine.
Okay,
sure? Yeah, I'm sure. It'll alert me again.
Okay.
Okay.
Back in Isaiah 32, in verse 2, it says, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a cover from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land.
Yeah, man. That's going to be the safe haven from all the destruction. A man that fears Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah.
That's right. That's right.
So this whole notion, this whole culture of you don't need a man, being independent, it's a smoke screen, man. Mm-hmm. It's not true.
Right.
And you're yeah.
Right. No, what you're saying is right, man, because really you need two incomes in order to survive here.
Right.
A lot of these women, they get up in age and they realize, damn, I don't have a savings account. Damn, I can do all this by myself.
Yeah.
You look up and you 65 and you be working a job that only pay at the most 50 a year. That ain't nothing. That's not enough to
you think
retire
like
off.
You a bad bitch or you end up, even the women that these other women look up to, the harlots that they look up to, how do they have a safe haven in that nice condo?
They got a man.
They go trick off. They got a sponsor. You're not thinking. You need a man.
Right.
The world doesn't. If you live in it or you move in it, you got to think a man for that.
Yep.
You need a man, bro. What's just like we need Yahweh Shai, you need somebody too. How we what? Do you know anybody that's I'm an independent man? That's a stupid thing to say. You need somebody, man. You need a savior.
Right.
Just like we need a savior, we have people over us. We have people that guide and tutor us in particular matters. You're gonna have to have that too.
Yep.
What are you thinking about? Go ahead.
At the end of the day, that's the order that the Most High set up, man.
Con.
A woman need a man. You know.
It's really a retarded thought, man. Right. It's the conversation. When you have that talk, you try to reason with somebody, you actually do. It's just pride.
Yeah, right.
It's not based in any fact or logic. It's just pride.
And they wonder why they so lonely, like the
and unhappy.
Was talking about. They look up 38, they ain't got no savings account, they lonely.
The kids don't like them.
Yeah.
Kids don't fuck with you.
Your whole life.
Goddamn.
A lot of them like this career, they don't have kids. Yeah, they old.
Yep.
They, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got all these damn degrees and your ass lonely as hell, man. Ain't got shit to show for it, man. You know?
A lot of the older women at my job, man, they still trying to. Yeah, it's like, damn, lady, you like 47, 50 years old. Yeah. Why you still trying to throw somebody some box? What do you think? What the fuck happened in your life? You failed at life. Cause
you 46. Done experiment and everything, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, these women are into all types of stuff. Mm-hmm. 1 minute you an author, next minute you a traveling agent. Last year we was talking about opening up a boutique.
Yeah.
What happened to that? It just you're
Said,
all
fuck
you're
them.
living.
She said-
You're living in a fantasy. A lot of these
Yeah.
women are living in a fantasy.
Exactly what it is.
No, none of that shit work because you still under the curses,
Exactly.
and now you a foot model, and that's how you make your money.
You're living off of Section 8. 65 years old, and all you got is a basket to show for it.
So-
A damn the bag. Man, well, hey, man, what helped this one sister move, man? She's like, you got your thing? Yeah. She had a basket. That's it. I'm like, damn, that's all you got. You ain't got no furniture. You ain't got no lawn chair. Nothing.
Damn.
Gone. Basket and some clothes. But you independent.
Right.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, so the Most High is gonna issue out. See, what's the reason why these women are in ease is because the economy. They're able to live at very deliciously, and so because the victuals so cheap, they think that they're in good standing. Alluded to the second edge of the 16th chapter. But as the economy begins to crack, we start to see inflation increase. It's been it has increased the most in like 40 years, I want to say. The price of chiefly that food is getting more and more expensive.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna see more people become more frantic. More a lot of these food banks are running out of food because people are going to them.
Yeah.
I still got that precept you called for too.
Con,
It's did you finish, brother? Was it you?
make a point.
Yeah, I was gonna just make a point on what the Khan just read, man, in Isaiah. Can you read it again? Isaiah 32:2, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. That just goes to show how important a man is going to be in that day, man. You know, it says what? Read it again. It says a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. Hiding place from the wind is talking about the thermonuclear destruction. Yeah. Go ahead. And a cover from the tempest. And rivers as rivers of water in a dry place. Rivers of water in a dry place. Just think about this. If you're in a desert and that sun is beating down on you, and you see what they call an oasis, you know, you go up and you find and you see and you come up to some water and you're out there thirsty as hell. That water is going to be the most important thing on the planet to you, man. Yeah. You know, which is he's likening this to a man, man. Right. You know, not just any man, the man of the Lord, because you read in Isaiah the 13th chapter, it tells you that he's going to make a man more precious than fine gold. Yeah. And the golden wedge of Ophir, man. You know what I'm saying? Very important. Read. It says, as rivers of water in a dry place, there's a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. There you go. Same thing. If you out there in a weary, dry place, you know, sun beating down on you, and you come upon this rock that's casting out some shade, that's going to be a beautiful thing to you, man. It's going to become very important. You know, you can't wait to get up under there and get some moment. You know, rivers of water. Like you saying about the water in the dry land, man. Right. You ain't gonna leave once you find that water. Your ass ain't going nowhere, man. It's gonna stay right there. Chill, you know. It's like an oasis in the desert. Yeah, chill, right. You'll chill right there. Be happy. You'll be dumb to leave.
Yeah, you'll be like, it'll be suicide. Right? It'll be suicide. Right. They show it in the cartoons all the time. They'll show the person crawling through the desert, and then they see that, they like, is that a pond? And it's like, you know, that's all that matters to them. Exactly. So that man that's made his pond his gold, he's gonna be more important than your silly ass job. All right, he's gonna be more important than all of those things, man.
Right. Hey, and before that cartoon, they find that oasis. Guess what? When they with their friend or something, they looking at their friend, their head turned to a hot dog.
Damn, steak.
You know what I'm saying?
Why you looking at me like that?
A lot of these women, they gonna be thinking some crazy things, but that's in the script. A lot of these women are gonna do crazy things. A lot of these women are gonna be committing cannibalism. They talk about that in either First or Second Kings.
You mentioned Elder Malcolm in his lesson. I don't know if it was today or maybe 2 days ago. He said those same kids you've been using as a paycheck are gonna be your food source. And that's prophecy. And you got those things are gonna happen again. When you go to Matthew the 24th chapter and the 21st verse, It says the worst time that's ever, that was documented, undocumented, is getting ready to take place.
Right.
Now remember in 70 AD, that took place. People were eating their children. So, the things that are happening this time, by default, have to surpass what happened then. So it's going to be even on a higher level, man.
I got a real quick before you got something.
No, go ahead.
No, if you got something, go ahead.
No, you good.
Okay. Deuteronomy 28, and I'll start at 54. Actually, I'll start at
I want to read this too because he called for this earlier too.
let's see here.
Yeah, 4.
I'll start at 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly, in the siege and straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in thy gates.
Is the Lord a man that he should lie? Those things are going to happen, man. Hey, where little Timmy at?
Yeah.
Where little Timmy at, Keisha?
He ran away. I don't know.
I don't know. Little Timmy must have ran away.
He was gone.
Hey, you must have got food there. You ain't looking as hungry as you was. Those things are gonna happen, man.
Smoking a cigarette.
So we're trying to warn the people of the great death that's getting ready to come, but they still in this folly spirit, man.
Yep.
All right, you had a precept. Yeah. I got your precept too after this.
Okay.
All right, this 2 Kings chapter 6 and verse 24. And it came to pass after this, Benadad, king of Syria, gathered all the host and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria. And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and a fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's some more to that.
Yeah.
To get to the point, but go ahead.
Verse 26, it says, as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help me, Lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord did not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. During the time of this siege, there was obviously a famine going on, where there wasn't any food, man. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, that hunger is going to set in, and decisions are going to start being made, man. So go ahead. I'll read that again. Verse 28, it says, And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered it, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So they made a deal amongst each other that they were going to eat. They each had a son, and they decided to eat that they were going to eat one of the sons that day, and then they wait and save the other for the next day. Go ahead. Verse 29. So we boiled my son and did eat him, and I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son that we may eat him. And she had hid her son. So they ate the one woman's son, and came to the next day, and she's looking to do the same with the other woman's son. But the other woman, she hid her son, man, after eating her son,
that northern tribe.
Man.
Northern tribe women know how to keep a jug. Especially in Issachar, right? People thinking that the northern tribe women, northern tribe general would be like slow. Northern tribe ain't slow. Northern tribe
they fake it. They very slick.
They're very slick, very subtle. You already know me. How you? We're hungry. What we gonna do? We are speaking in this language. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. This to give that illustration.
Yeah. Right. But imagine the mind state though you would have to be in to sit and come to that conclusion. Well, we're gonna eat the children. Right. And you sitting there, you watch them chop up your child, and then on top of that, they put it on the plate and you eat it.
Hungry.
You in the mind state to eat it.
She's hungry.
Yeah, when that hunger sets in, you get delirious, man. Your judgment is faltered. You see what I'm saying?
Man, it's crazy,
so what's the defense against that? What's gonna be the defense in that time? Because hey, just because we know the Lord don't mean we ain't gonna have some days and we like, damn, I'm hungry. We gonna have days too. You know, his servants gonna eat, but we still gonna be tested just like everybody else. The defense against that is being built up in the spirit. All right, these people ain't gonna be able to weather the storm because all they've leaned on is their carnality their whole life.
It's a movie called, it was back in the day, maybe in the early 90s, called Alive, if I'm not mistaken. It was a true story. And it was
those
soccer
players,
those
rugby players.
Yeah, rugby player. And what did they do? They said we have to eat. Yeah. They had a meeting. And they had to they bit down and they were like started the buttocks. They started eating them. And you got to think, some of them were crying when they first started.
Yeah.
But then watch them over in the movie, they walk outside, let it sit in the sun, somebody give them, they were eating like beef jerky.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it got sort of a norm.
It got natural to them.
Yeah, so just think of you eating your child. You got this woman up eating her child probably crying while she eating.
Yeah.
The other woman looking at her like, damn, I don't want to go through that. And I'm eating her son. Next thing you know, as soon as she fell asleep, she couldn't sleep that night. She was just waiting for her to fall asleep. Probably took her son off.
Yeah, she said, I ain't gonna let you ain't gonna go through that.
No, I ain't gonna go through that. You know, but that's the thing. That is gonna get to a point when you get so hungry, you will start looking at something like cartoons, see it as a steak.
Yeah, they put it in a joking way to you, but that's really those are really the stages of starvation. And you gonna starve. That's right. If the Lord ain't dealing with you, you know you ain't gonna have. We're in a look at this. You can't go grow nothing or go pick any fruit off the tree. If you stuck in downtown Dallas, and you can't function in society without bowing down to that God that they manufactured, right. What are you gonna do?
No, they said they were eating bird shit, and donkey heads.
Yeah, whatever.
Sort of to eating unlawful foods. Man.
Yeah,
that's how bad it was.
How bad it got.
You know,
that's how you know the law can't save you either.
Yep. You ain't gonna be eating y'all eat y'all family pet, man. Yeah. Yo, eat they goddamn dog food,
eat squirrels.
So there ain't nothing left. Then what? Then you gonna eat your child, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You gotta. The Lord gonna put the spirit on His elect to be faithful unto death, so they can receive that crown of life, man. If I doubt, Lord willing, none of the brothers go out like that. And the scripture say that we're gonna eat. But for somebody to resort to that, man, they completely given up on the Lord.
Right. Yeah,
that's what that's symbolic. Hey, the Lord gave us plenty of examples of Him providing for those that seek Him.
That's right.
He had ravens bring Elijah, food.
Yeah, the angel bring Elijah something. Remember after he killed the prophets of Baal.
Yeah.
When that was his name, Jezebel. When she found out, remember he went on
the run. He was on the run.
And then the angels,
he did the race.
He was sleep under that tree. The angel woke him up and brought him some food.
Right.
Yeah.
When he went to the woman's house as well, she had the last bit of meal she had in when he was on the run, he went to that woman's house. It was her and her son. All right, and she had like a little bit of meal left in the bowl, and the Lord had it to where it kept multiplying to where they were full. I'm gonna go get it.
He kept telling him to bring the. He kept telling him to bring it. He kept putting something over it, and it would come back.
Yeah, because it was more food. It was constantly food. Right. And she was like, it was just like the last little bit in the bowl.
He just kept on multiplying.
Yeah, it was like there ain't no way this supposed to be lasting for these weeks.
Hey,
right.
Because if you really think about it, what we just read, the Kahan just broke it down. That's what's happening there. The kings are blockading these supplies from coming in, brothers.
Yeah, season. Yeah.
Like it's happening right before our eyes. And those like the trucks are still moving.
It's 1 Kings 17.
They're still moving, but they're slowing down. I actually talked to a driver from this big company. I ain't gonna relate.
Start at 10.
I don't want to get us some copyright issues, but he was basically telling me, he's naturally like, man, they got me doing a whole bunch of local runs because naturally speaking, it slowed down a lot. And this was a major company. You know what I'm saying? Put it this way, it starts with Wall. I'm gonna let you, you know what I'm saying, fill in the gap.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So they had to do local runs. He's like, man, I'm pissed off. I'm not making any money because I'm supposed to be on the road. They're not able to get any products because those shipments are still out there on the coast, man.
Right.
You gotta think those cargo shipments, those are huge.
Yeah.
It take weeks to get off.
Yeah.
So now, like a lot of laws have been deregulated when it comes to trucking, just to speed up the process to get it unloaded, man.
Right.
Okay.
What you say? What you were saying about the one with Wall? My neighbor, he worked like at the distribution center, and he was saying, I was like, "Is it slowing down for you?" I talked to him about maybe a little bit over a month or so, and he was telling me, "No." He was like, "Everything good." He was like, "What they're doing is they would take their shipment and take it to and have them pay a little extra money, have them take it to another port." But now, like within the last week or so, he said those ports are backed up now.
Yep.
So now that's going to be delayed. So every time you think you're going to your local main store, it's going to be lacking your product. You know, you might say this is a certain brand. Okay, well, I'm going to get this off brand. Eventually, the off brand, it's not going to be no brand. It won't be product.
That's right.
So what are you going to do then?
Yeah. And if you've been paying attention, like if you go into certain stores, I'm pretty sure it's all stores now, they're telling you, hey, only get 2 cases of water.
Rationing.
It's already being rationed. In some places, the toilet tissue, like last year, the toilet tissue, it's not being found anymore.
Right.
Last year was a shock test to what's coming out. As you can see, they're already closing down these schools these days. They're gradually bringing in a shutdown right before the people.
What was the dude's name that was in Trump's administration? He says we're in a live action. You know what I'm talking about? I forgot his name, but he said we're in a live action test when that was going on. He said it was a slip of the tongue. I don't know his name, man. I got to look him up. But yeah, it was a preliminary to what's getting ready to go down, like you said. Yep. So what's going to be the defense for that? You know, in the spirit.
Right.
Because like you look at all these people that live in these buildings, man. They can't go to their backyard and I grew some tomatoes. I got a little extra. You got to depend on this man. Unless you have the Lord, unless the Lord is with you. But the Lord is going to be with those who are seeking him, man. So I got the precept. I found this start at 10. 1 Kings 17 and 10. All right, the example with Elijah.
This is 1 Kings 17 and 10. So he arose and went to Zarephath. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, "Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel that I might drink."
Yeah, so he ran across a woman. The Lord had him run across this woman on purpose. And we know, especially being in the truth, you don't just meet people for no reason.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 11, it says, "And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, Bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thine hand. And she said, As Yahweh thy power liveth, I have not a cake, but an handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse."
A handful, just a little bit. But look what the Lord did for Elijah. Go on.
"And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, and I may go in and dress it for me and my son, and we may eat it or die." And die.
And wrapping back to our initial point, this was a blessing to that woman that she ran across Elijah.
That's beautiful.
He was a safe haven from death for her.
Yeah.
Because she ran into a man of the Lord.
I wonder what it meant by that stick. Like, why? You know what I'm saying?
Somebody look it up in the blue letter. I don't got Wi-Fi on
2 sticks and that she should die.
Yes, it might go and dress it.
Dress it and die.
I don't know. Maybe it's a good lesson to go into.
Yeah, maybe later.
Yeah.
I'm just, that's very intriguing. That like what that stick means is like poison or,
Yeah.
She said eat it and die.
She's gonna eat it and die.
Oh, it said what?
Basically like
Start a fire. Oh, for sure. All right. But I should be good though. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, but the point I was making, the Lord had that woman running to Elijah. She was in a hiding place in the wind, like we read. You understand? So we're trying to warn the people of the destruction that's getting ready to go down. But they're concerned with the folly. They don't see all the signs taking place that America's about to be destroyed. There's a particular avenue on how you can deliver out of this. I had to say that for the people walking by, man.
everything is a joke. Everything is a Instagram moment. When really some serious troubles are coming. As you can see, inflation again is at an all-time high. This is going to affect you. This is going to affect what's happening at your storefront. Sure. It's getting more and more expensive to go out to eat. It's getting more expensive to go to the grocery store, right? There's certain these businesses are closed down due to these various pandemics that's going on. It's your YouTube page, right? The economy is being destroyed right before your eyes, but yet people are setting up following. Okay. So a lot of people are going to get judged. That woman that did that, she's going to get judged. You know? It was time for her to sit back and listen. She's got to be involved. That's the spirit. Yeah, the Lord it's brought balance. You know? What we talk about is deadly serious, man, but America has implanted a very, very childish mindset in our people, bro. In the world as a whole. Very childish, bro. Yeah. What was this? Yeah.
Back in 1 Kings 17, verse 13, it says, and Elijah said unto her, fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me thereof a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son.
Yeah. The Lord had it to her, okay. In her mind, she probably thinking, well, this is my last meal. That's what she thinking. She ready to perish. She already accepted, like, I'm gonna die, I ain't gonna make it. But if you read on, let's see what happens.
Elijah said, let me give it to me first.
That also shows you the spirit that she was in, which is beautiful, man. I women know they don't have that spirit right now. But the conditions, the closer you get to survival mode, the more people revert back to their natural, roles. Right. See, we've been this devil has set up society to where we're so far away from having to survive. You can take a warm shower like that. You got toilet paper. You wipe your ass. You know what I mean? You can go to a whole other side of town to a different state in an hour or so. Convenience, has got people away from the reality of life. Right. But in the time that's coming, the Lord's gonna have it to where, we're back closer to that survival line. Right. So people gonna revert back to their natural state. So that woman, she was in her natural state. She said, this man is giving me instruction, let me follow.
Back in 1 Kings 17 and 14. For thus saith Yahweh, power of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail until the day of Yahweh send the rain upon the earth.
Look, so he said, look, until that rain comes, so that she can, have her own food again, I'm going to allow her to take care of my man, and by default, the woman he's with is going to be taken care of, and the child. Wow. Is it, that's the epiphany that you should have. Because the order's given, she followed Elijah's command, Elijah's following Shah's command, and through that order happening, he was delivered, she was delivered, the child was delivered. The whole household.
Back in verse 15, it said, verse 17, it says, and it came to pass after these things, the son of the woman in the midst of the house fell sick. Verse 15. It says, and she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and she and he and her house did eat many days.
Did eat many days. The Lord said his servants are going to eat. You know what I mean? So the only defense from the time that's coming upon earth, because it's going to be a very dark time, and y'all somebody want to get Amos,
times that are coming upon the earth, the only defense and deliverance from it, man, is if you're seeking the Lord, because He's not going to forsake those that are seeking. All right, and I mean really seeking Him with your whole heart, because there's a difference between knowing you're an Israelite and being one. We see a bunch of Jakes that know they're Israelites, but then they deny Yahweh Shai. They say the name ain't important. You know, John the Baptist ain't. You know what I mean? It's so many different things. It's a difference between knowing and being, man. You got it?
It says, verse 16, it says, and the barrel of the meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of the oil fail, according to the word of the Lord, which he spake by Elijah.
Yeah, you can go speak on it, man. That's beautiful. That's deliverance. That's protection. That's that hedge of protection from death. How do you get access to it? Well, you got to be seeking righteousness, seeking dignity, so you may be hid. You got to know the name. On top of follow up, walking the walk. But you got a lot of people that know the Israelites. They're depleting the congregation's arsenal. They're sending Israel into battle with a dual sword by saying the name isn't important. By saying, oh, the MOTB, it ain't this. It's Christianity. You're sending. We're in a war, man. All right. In a war, you have to have protection. You gotta have your shield. You gotta have armament. You gotta have these things. And little bit by little bit, you've got these Israelite leaders who are depleting Israel of their arsenal. You're setting them up for failure, man. And they're gonna want your head in that thing.
Ezekiel 34:1. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against these shepherds of Israel. Prophesy, say unto them, thus said Yahweh power unto these shepherds. Woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. Should not these shepherds feed the flocks? Now, Jake, look at us as if we gossiping, we're haters and not things that nature. We're just diagnosing incorrect doctrine, man. That's all it's all about. Now, that's what we have to focus on. You know, now brothers can get a little silly and venture off to other things, but our focal point is really just letting the people know, like, no, that's not correct. We can't as prophets, we can't just allow somebody to say that the MOTB is an embargo. It's 666 white women. It's it's Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Now, all these things, but that's not true. Dog, there's a technology that's going to come into place that's going to totally change society. Blockchain technology, in which they're going to be able to decentralize all these various sectors of your life, and a blockchain is going to be given unto you. Basically, you're going to have a digital fingerprint. It's going to be for you only. And with that technology, they're going to be able to shut it down, bro. It's not. Our movement is going to be tracked.
Yeah. And this has been proven using the scriptures and prophecy without the shadow of a doubt, time and time again. Okay, brother Tazama, a couple days ago, Elder Gabar responded to it. He went into it showing that these people, they don't understand what the image is, what the beast is, what the mark is. No. They don't understand any of these things, man. And Israel is leaning on these people who are setting them up for failure for instruction. But at the end of the day, the deceived and the deceived are his, man. That's right. But the Lord has it to where, it's being in the forefront of what's going on. He's put his men out there so you can discern, this is what's going on. He put the spirit on us to go look up stuff, research things, look up languages, all these different things, so that you can have that avenue to escape.
Zechariah 13:3, and this shall come to pass that when any shall yet prophesy, then his father and his mother that begat him shall say unto him, Thou shalt not live, for thou speakest lies in the name of the Lord. And his father and his mother that begot him shall thrust him through when he prophesied.
This thing is deadly serious. You know what I'm saying? You stand in a lot of men and lords. Because if you're going off, man, there were certain things that were supposed to happen to somebody who was only a prophet and leading the people astray. So what does the Lord do? He puts the Spirit on us to see that you're going off. Say, hey man, you need to repent because you got, you know, you in the danger zone of judgment because you're leading the flock astray. But then you guys turn around and say, y'all hating because riding in the beans. No, nigga, the doctrine. Right. What the hell are you talking about?
That's what it's all about, man. That's what our focal point has to be, y'all. Not, all this other extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to get caught up going back and forth with these people. We want to, make sure that we are combating doctrine. That's what it's all about. Combating doctrine. Combating wickedness, man. You know what I'm saying? Because what's coming down the pipe, man, is going to change the world, man. It's cryptocurrency and what comes along with it. You know what I'm saying? Blockchain and cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? And MOTB, that's going to change the game. That's going to lock people down. People are going to be total slaves unto this place, man.
He's trying to beat you to a pulp, man. He's going to really wear out the Saints.
You got these people, bro, they got a whole doctrine on saying that it's not the MOTB, man. The chip, not the MOTB. Like, bro, you dudes, bro, you gonna get that shit, son, man. Bro, y'all, I can't, bro. I'm Lord willing, bro. We get to see your fucking face when you niggas get that shit. You realize that you've been lied to, man. It's too late once you get it, man. Hey, man, you niggas got a lot of blood on your hands, bro.
That's right. That's right. What we see now is certain ingredients are being injected into for you to basically lead you to that MOTB. So a lot of you shepherds, you got a lot of blood on your hands, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not guiding the flock properly. You're worried about your money. So you're telling your congregation to take the dang on MOTB. I mean, the dang on, these dang on Gabs, right? And they're still getting sick. Matter of fact, they're sick, and they tell a lot of these jobs say, hey, you sick? If you ain't sick, somebody just come back to work. So what's the point of telling your congregation to take that stuff?
Hey, where did we prophesy when this thing first kicked off? Our elders, from the elders and prophets on down, they said, somehow they're going to link this thing up to Morocco. And what's happening now? They're linking it up. They say, well, how can we figure out how to see if somebody's sick before they might even know? How can we have somebody's status? Because a lot of people are losing their vacation card. Well, yeah, so now we'll take this. Take Morocco, and now you always got your status on you got everything in it, it's convenient, it's this and it's that. So prophecy is playing out. So anybody that says it ain't everything that the Lord put the Spirit on us to say is playing out before your eyes. They haven't come up with a plan to force Christianity on all the world. Yeah, that's stupid. You're stupid. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. It's just wrong.
I don't know if, but that actually had got sent to me. That's, I don't know if just say, going into
He's showing
it. Yeah, don't say nothing about it.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Hey, this damn devil's so childish.
Man.
What you say? What? I can't even get it clear on mine.
You might have to read it a lot and just use be circumspect.
Okay,
Grand Royale.
Okay, yeah.
No, you don't want to play with it.
I got one more. Okay, let me see.
Oh.
Yeah, the Karagma, man.
Semantic Karagma could be used to verify Grand Royale status.
Hey, the truth is being censored, so when we out here playing hopscotch, we out here coming up with code names.
This is in Sweden. It says,
that was like 6 years ago.
That's in Sweden.
That was the testing ground to see how it would function.
Right.
So, I had a teammate back when I was in school. He was from Sweden. And he was talking about, everybody got this back home.
Yeah.
I'm stopping looking at this nigga like,
and that was one of the countries that really didn't shut down. And the midst of all
yeah.
this, They didn't shut down because their place is already a smart city.
Yeah.
They're already on crypto. They already on their things.
Which is a clue as to what this thing was really about.
Yep.
Why didn't it? You don't find that strange
Yep.
that they already had Karagma over there, and they didn't have to shut down. They just kept going like everything was normal. Why was that?
How's that?
But you niggas turn purple in the face talking to it ain't this. How stupid are you gonna feel? Like your brother said, I just want to get this opportunity. Just to look at, I ain't even gonna say that to you. I'm just gonna raise my eyebrows and just like, damn, homie.
And that's why we're so adamant about diagnosing false doctrine. You know what I'm saying? The reason why we're so adamant about it is because there is elected.
I ain't lying. We don't like the Illuminati.
There's congregations. You know what I'm saying? There's the he told us. There's the elect amongst that congregation. Man. You know what I'm saying? That's going to wake up. They're going to say, you know what, man, this ain't right. What the people been saying, man, it makes sense. I got to get out of this, man.
We've seen examples of it too. We got a brother that come listen.
Yep.
That he came with like, I just realized what these niggas are. Like, oh, this shit don't make sense. Yeah. You know? So the Lord don't deal with big numbers of people is also a sign. What would put show me in the scriptures where a man of the Lord was like, just everybody just come be disciples. Give me a resume. This and that. You know, the Lord don't work like that. He deals with small numbers of people, man. But to all these other congregations, they're about numbers. They're about gimmicks. They put all these things that don't have to do with the doctrine and prophecy and understanding in the forefront of their ministry. Is not that a red flag? Come on, man.
Can somebody have something? Y'all had something.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, somebody.
This is Jeremiah 5 and verse 26. Real quick, it says, "For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait, and he that setteth snares, they are a trap, they catch men. It says, as a cave is full of birds, so are the houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich." This, back in Jeremiah 5 and 26 says, "For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait, as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses."
That's how a lot of these dudes get you, man. You gotta. A lot of these dudes are what they call eloquent speakers, man. They can make this shit sound good. You know what I'm saying? The way they speak, and you know what I'm saying? That attracts people. You know what I'm saying? And they're not actually looking at what they really said or what they said matching up with what the scriptures say, man. You know?
You can tell because their focus isn't deliverance out of this place.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I sat and watched this guy. He popped up on my suggestions. He's not affiliated with anybody, but he had 30,000 subscribers. I watched the first 3 minutes of the video. In the first 3 minutes, he was promoting his T-shirts, his Cash App, you know, all these different things. I'm like, hold up, nigga. Why? He didn't give reverence to the Most High. Nothing. He didn't start up. I'm like, I just sat here for 2 fucking minutes of my life. What the fuck you talking about? People on there shalom. I'm like, they can prefer that. Yeah, he prefers the smooth things. Man, this thing is about deliverance. Destruction is about to happen, man. We don't got time to be bullshit. Yeah. So somebody that's speaking to you smooth things, they're not going into, hey, watch out for this. The scriptures talk about this. This is when they're not being a watcher of the signs of the times. All they talk about is, you know, they go into the law. We go into the law too. But if that's your focus and you just don't go into prophecy at all, something is up. The scripture says when the prudent man, he's going to be occupied with prophecy, man. So why isn't your favorite Israelite group of teachers, why aren't they going into prophecy? Especially right now, when everything is playing out. When shit is getting shut down, when the grinding is ceasing, like you mentioned in Ecclesiastes 12. All these things are happening, and they don't mention it. They don't talk about it. Even if you don't believe Quran what they're doing is the mark of the beast. You should at least be addressing it according to the scriptures.
What is it?
Just want to put you niggas in a full Nelson, man. What are y'all doing? And you know he can't be mad because Jake supporting these niggas. But then the Lord has put the spirit on y'all to fall for that bullshit. Because y'all the same spirits that were saying crucify him, crucify him. That's really what it boils down to, man. The Lord has blinded you from seeing it. This thing ain't about friends on t-shirts. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good, brother. You're good. I was gonna say it ain't hard to see. You know, if you're paying attention, it's not even hard to see. You know, because this devil has been showing, you know, for a minute where he's moving things, man. You know, I remember, you know, like years ago, I did a video, and it may still be on YouTube, where you could walk in this store. You didn't have to have nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you could go get what you want, you know, and then walk out. You know? And I can't remember what the name of it was. And now you got Amazon switching on over, you know, Amazon go all this, you know, switching Kroger and switching over, you know what I'm saying, to you know, cashless. So he's been showing, you know, if they're not dealing with cash, what are they gonna deal with?
He's progressing everything. Amazon, if you realize, my E bought water off of Amazon the other day. So I'm thinking the water at Walmart, so I just got it off Amazon. And in my head, I'm like, we gotta get water from Amazon? I'm just like,
Amazon, I was listening to radio today. Amazon getting to where they can start broadcasting in that
right.
Everything will be Amazon.
So with Amazon, because you know, I do deliveries and stuff like that, and most of the units and buildings and stuff, they have Amazon lockers, where it just scans. People can scan like a key fob or something, and it opens their mailbox so they can get their mail. They get packages that way. Everything is going towards this digital, right, for you to sit here and say, nope, it ain't that. It's like, hold up, nigga. You're either retarded, or you have an agenda, or you've been paid off. It's one of the two. It could be you could be retarded and paid off.
He's putting up his system, his infrastructure right before our eyes. Like you say, you got the lockers.
Niggas got the audacity to sit and like, no, this has nothing to do with anything.
So without using a key fob, now you can just put it in your hand and you can just go beep. You good to go. What do you lose your key fob?
A lot of these apartments, people already, they're conditioning people already be used to dealing that way. Well, some of the apartment buildings down here, they scan your thumbprint. That's how you get into your house.
Yep, they got it on your phone.
Yeah.
Hey, now they got it to where all you gotta do is tap your if your debit card has some chip, all you have to do is just tap it, and guess what? You just pay.
I noticed that. I went to pay for something the other day, and my card went over the scanning part before I put the thing in, and it already paid. I said, what the hell? I was like, y'all siphoning people money, but I didn't know what it was. And I saw, you know what I mean?
I didn't know how to pay. I went to 2 stores. I didn't know how to pay. I just gave it to them. It's like, just tap it. I'm like, oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? But see, if you notice, they made it mandatory for everybody that debit card to add that chip. And then they upgraded the technology for these merchandise machines, if you will, to just use the tap. So it's constantly evolving.
It's gradualism.
So I was just the chips, you know, when I noticed when mine started working some years ago, I kept trying to still use my regular old swiping. Yeah, swiping. And one day it just stopped working. Yeah. They were like, well, you got something fit to you with the chip. Basically, they force you to do it.
Yeah. So they're gradually, so, you know, okay, chip now. Then you can tap it. Oh, we don't take cash. We don't do cash here. I tried to go buy some food with this lady at the clinic. She said, we don't do cash. You know what I mean? So gradually, in society, they're conditioning people the same way they condition the women that think they don't need a man. Okay? They're conditioning you gradually to want to do everything digital.
That's why cryptocurrency makes big things. That's why it's perfecting the blockchain, things that nature, different transitions. Or transactions, I should say, electronically. The cryptocurrency is a wild west right now. It's only been around 13 years.
It's a money grab. But what's gonna happen with that?
They gonna shut it down.
They gonna shut that shit down, or it's gonna be integrated into this devil system, and they gonna say to keep that money, you gotta
do this. You gotta get chips.
You know what I'm saying?
We might as well get that dude right there, Revelation.
Yeah, might as well get it.
We've been talking about it so much.
You know what I mean? So in order for you to function in society, it says you're gonna need something. It ain't Christianity. That's so damn dumb. But you know, hey, it's been given to those who see, and it's something that has to be given.
I mean, the cut is that is like most people in the so-called developed world, most of them are either agnostic or atheists.
Yeah.
Or just those subscribe to any religion.
The most populated country, China, they're Buddhists.
Yeah. Or communist, but they don't allow any religion.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Japan, they Buddhist, and the other religions, I don't know how to Hindu or whatever it's called. You know, you go to India, they got their own stuff. You know what I mean? It's not Christianity. That don't even make sense, man. The math ain't math. You know what I mean? That don't add up.
Why would you deliver someone that never represented you, never believed and had faith in you? I've been believing in Buddha this whole time, and then when the Lord comes to deliver everybody, he can deliver. Okay, I'm good now. No, it ain't gonna happen like that. I can't be not having the faith of believing in how much he outshine. Then when the Lord comes to deliver us, you have someone that believes, in all these different idols, and to the last minute, and then still believe, but yet gonna get delivered. Because the Lord, he loves everybody.
You know, it doesn't make sense, man. So there's prophecy, and there's a certain progression of how things are supposed to happen according to the Bible. So this is Revelation. You got it? Revelation 13, 16.
This is Revelation 13 and 16. It says, and he calls them all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand.
And it's important to look up the meaning of words, because when you look it up, it tells you something that's a physical mark. There's something that's etched into your skin, carved, graven thing into your skin, man. So it doesn't matter whether it's in your right hand, your forehead, your butt cheek. They're going to implement it to where you need this physical thing to function from day to day.
Exactly, physical thing. Right. You got niggas out there going to tell you that you got some pledge. You make a pledge with your right hand. Right.
Why would they say that?
Well, you got the mark.
I'll tell you this, because majority of those people in these other groups and camps, they're content with the captivity they're in.
Right.
They don't actually want to see this place fall. When you come into this truth, you should be hoping for the downfall of this place, because that's when the Lord's kingdom gets established upon the earth. You can't serve two masters.
That's right.
Okay?
You can't be a king or a queen in an apartment. Right.
Hey, Jake trying to play it cool, man. That shit be hitting him in the chest, man. He trying to play it cool. Damn. But yeah, Jake be proud about nothing. If you stay in an apartment, you know, one of the brothers, he in an apartment, and he door to door with some alphabet people. So he hearing that every night. You ain't no king, you ain't no queen right now. Right now we're low, man. And we long to be, in our kingly, roles, so to speak. Go ahead.
It says back in Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, saying that he that had the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Okay, so one, if you can't buy or sell, how do you live? Because nobody has a farm. This devil has eliminated so many facets of how you can survive. Right. He paid the farmers to destroy their farmland, and then we bought all the shit up. So it's not like you can go places and you just start growing shit to have your own food, be off grid. You know what I mean? And even those, a lot of those peppers are dying. Yes. Yeah. So, this devil is eliminating any other avenue to be, to fend for yourself, except. Okay, so when he says he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, you can't function in society unless you get down with this man.
That's right.
Now we know there is one way around getting in bed with the wicked.
So then we got to do the third floor.
And that's pursuing the Lord, man.
You know, it has to be something tangible because how can you implement an ideology in order to buy and sell? Like, say, for instance, how can I make, if it's Christianity, how can I force Christianity on you? And then how am I going to be able to measure whether or not you believe in Christianity?
Jacob just lied. Jacob, you know, if that was the case.
Jacob,
if you went to the store and they
technically we're
said,
Christians.
yeah,
So I'm like, yeah, I'm a Christian.
yeah, for sure.
You know what? Yeah, I'm a Christian.
You want this cheeseburger? Are you a Christian?
Yeah, I believe in the Bible. Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Yeah, for sure. Nigga,
Because-
that's not it.
Because we technically are Christians.
Yeah.
So you can use gall, I mean, you know, in order to eat. But it's something that's you have to receive that's physical. How you know what I'm saying? How you gonna implement something that's how you gonna measure something that's intangible like an ideology? Say for instance, if it's an embargo, well, an embargo stops you from buying and selling.
Right.
So how is an embargo going to ensure that you're able to eat if you have it? When an embargo, like say for instance, Iran has an embargo on it. So we know it can't be that. It has to be something that's tangible. It has to be something that's within you that they're going to be able to measure. And if you do research again, I know I'm harping on this blockchain technology. They're going to decentralize everything with blockchain technology to where if you have a passport, you have your own blockchain. That's going to be your own like physical, like fingerprints, so your technological fingerprints, and that's just one facet of life. They have a Fetch AI, and they have a technology that's geared towards, you know what I'm saying, blockchain technologies just for passports. They're gonna have blockchain technology for everything. Blockchain technology for open up the door, because you think how do people open up that door? How is that person recognized?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be sophisticated to where if you come to my house and you have
they knew what time you got there, when you left, when you went to the bathroom, all that.
It's gonna be certain like algorithms that's gonna be in that chip to say, oh, this is so and so. This is Mike Jones.
Yeah.
And say for instance, you have a chip and you come to my house. You're not gonna be able to open my door. Why is that? Well, because that technology that they have, man.
Yeah.
So every facet of your life is going to be monitored. That's why that's why these 5G networks have been implanted, and that's why there was so much misinformation about the 5G networks. That's why some people was like, "Oh, it's radiation." They wanted that misinformation to come out. The technology, the connectivity on 5G network is going to blow a 4G network out of the water to where they're going to have cameras everywhere, much like what you see where in China.
Yeah, surveillance. They have your social credit score.
Yeah, and guess what? China's damn near digital.
Yeah, and and how that ties in with the scriptures is you got to remember that this devil has a God complex. All right, he wants to be like the Most High. Now the scriptures say that the Lord's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So he's trying to mimic what the Most High does. The Most High sees everything. He's omnipresent, right? So he's trying to become omnipresent through his technology. He's trying to achieve all these things that the Lord is going to give us freely in the kingdom of heaven through his technology. He's trying to usurp the throne of the Most High. All right?
Like, can somebody get this brother, what's that, 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter?
Yeah, where he says,
You know what I'm saying? That son of perdition is being seen, man.
Start at
3. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed.
So there's a man of sin. There's a nation of people that the Bible refers to as the wicked. Okay? That they carry. We're gonna read it because we jump down to verse 8 or 7. It tells you there's a nation of people that carry out the doing of Satan on earth. Go ahead.
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God.
So there's a man upon the earth that exalted himself above all that is called God. Now, if we sat here and we said, well, who fits that description?
Right.
The list gets really small. Go ahead.
Or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
And it's always been his desire to defile the temple. All right? In 70 AD, what were they? They first thing they went to, they defiled the temple. They stole all the stuff out of it. And in this time, they're trying to defile the temple again, which temple ye are, right? They're trying to defile that temple with that technology once more.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
Verse 5, remember ye not that when I...
Go ahead and put an exclamation on that point. Right? Go ahead, brother.
Remember.
You know, in the movies, like somebody will say something and they like have a laugh.
God. It says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
That's right. And during the time of the Greeks, what did they implement? Well, they Hellenized the whole world, meaning they forced everybody to come on under the Greek culture. And what did they erect? The abomination of desolation.
Right.
Right? A very, very, basically, that's a proverb, you know what I'm saying, epithet going into basically a very, very sure idol. You know what I'm saying? And we see that abomination of desolation being erected again, going into these RFID chips that's going to be eventually implanted in you.
And this whole thing going on, this pestilence, was the perfect catalyst to usher in that technology. Yeah, they have that saying, never let a crisis go to waste. You still there?
Yeah. Still there? Okay. Verse 2 Thessalonians 2:7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
We know who, controls the dynamics of everything. Go ahead, brother.
And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
The wicked is being revealed now. Through that blatantly lie. They told you one thing, and 6 months later, oh, that's not true. They made you make a life-altering decision based off false information.
Yep. And they tell you that it might kill you. They're coming out with they're saying with the rooster stocks, they're saying that, hey, these shots here, it's more than likely it's gonna be a detriment to your immune system.
Right. Google, this article came out in the UK. They said those who have taken the vacation are dying at a 286%.
That's great.
Dying 280%, 86% rate more than those who didn't take a vacation. So they told you one thing, and they stake their life on, hey, you need to take this and lower your percentage. Now they're saying don't do none of that.
Right.
This man
They say with the Omarion variant, the jab doesn't even work.
Do you know how high 286% is?
Bro,
that's damn near 300.
That means basically that's 2 times.
That's damn near 3 times.
Damn near 3 times.
Damn near 3 times more likely to die.
You take this, you got 3 times more chance of dying if you don't take it. But take it anyway. And then get the boosters too.
Oh.
And this letting you know, like, and then you had this guy, B Jizzle. We know who that is, right? Y'all know who BG is. Come out years ago on TED Talk and say, you know what? There's too many people on the planet Earth, but we do a good job with vaccinations. Yeah. We can lower the population.
He said we got to lower. He said he want to. Okay, first of all, the man isn't even a doctor. Right. And he had a TED Talk saying that he wanted to get the population down. For him to get his plans going, he has to get the population down to what, 500 million?
George Guidestones.
So he said this about the vacations, right? Then got up in the forefront of the whole world and said, hey, everybody, take these vacations.
Right.
And you niggas took it.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, moving out talking about max that thing up, throwing out cars. Maxing the thing up.
They went and got your favorite niggas so you can just cool and dance to his tune. He's casted a spell on our people.
That's it.
And the Lord has set up his men to warn and say, hey, this is leading to this. It's going to be a slippery slope if you get in bed with this man who's never told you the truth in the first place, who's never had your best interest in the first place. Everything he does is specifically geared towards you. He uses code words, minority community, you know what I mean? He says all these super predators. He always uses these code words to talk specifically about you because you're his rival. He's our rival. This story is about, it always boils down to who? Jacob and Esau.
Yeah. Hey, because if you think about it, the whole Cram Royale, we're talking to code, it started from a man, you just took it up. Thank you, brother. A Chinese woman eating a bat, and they showed on CNN, she just crunched her on the back. And then a few months later, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you're the face of COVID.
Right.
How did that happen, man?
Right.
That let you know that this man, the son of perdition, is vehemently against you, man.
Yeah, went from China, went on world tour, and landed in the projects and ghettos on these niggas and sniggers.
Right.
You know, showing you that this dude is a devil, man, and he's after you, man. If you can't see it, you know.
And what did the prophet say? Because when Trump was in office, they said, oh, it's a Chinese virus. And the prophet said what? They gonna spin this thing some kind of way to where you're the problem.
Right.
And what happened? You became the problem.
Right. But we crazy.
We crazy though.
We're crazy.
Okay. We said there was gonna be a week. What? 5 years ago, I got a clip of the brothers in Atlanta saying, hey, there's gonna be a worldwide pestilence that they're gonna use to get you people to do certain things. And what happened? Well, we crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You supposed to, hey, the Lord has always delivered warnings so people can receive salvation through his men, through prophets that he set up.
That's right.
It's not, he's not subject to change, so he's gonna do things the same way.
That's right. Yep, that's right. We got any scriptures? We got these scriptures.
Yeah.
And I got one real quick. I still got that. Can I bring this out real quick? This is Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
And it's blatantly stated that our enemy he was gonna be the one taking us into captivity on ships. So why would you listen? Goodness, man. Jake, how many chances you gonna get this man?
Right.
Yeah, he's gonna tell you, yeah, we did Tuskegee. Yeah, we did that. But just get over it and just trust us.
Right.
That was his.
Hey, talking about that white man, they can leave. No.
The other is about love.
All right. There you go.
Yeah.
Jake is the only person that believes in multiculturalism.
Silly rabbit.
Everybody else have their own communities, man. When you see a Chinatown, do you call that racist? When you see a Korean town, do you call that racist?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you see an Elamite town, do you call that racist?
No. It's just, they got their own.
They have their own community. When you see a Israelite neighborhood, do you call that racist? No. You say that's the neighborhood.
But you got Monday coming up. You got that dang sellout that made you think that, oh, we all got to come to know. We had some kind of sense, at least during that time. But our own communities, we say, hey, man, we understood how important it was to represent ourselves with some kind of honor and integrity, just a little bit. But then
Jacob non-violence when it comes to Esau.
Yeah.
But you got a multi-billion-dollar industry that promotes death or murder amongst our people.
It might be in the trillions.
It might. It's very possible.
Because you got to remember, too, not just the record labels and they make money, but people go to concerts and all these things. It boosts a rapper that promotes that vibration, come to your town, and everybody goes out and spends money. It boosts the economy in certain towns and .coms. You know, this place thrives. You know, our nation. You know, this is their religion. subscribing to that vibration and pushing up adultery and murder and all these different things. But hey, that's a big business for this corporation in general, man. That vibration is being pushed. Hip hop, so to speak. It ain't just this little saying subculture. No, it kind of bleeds into everything. Yeah. It's like
back in Sirach, Ecclesiastes Sirach, chapter 12, I read verse 10 again. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
That's the next verse. Next chapter. Okay.
I get it.
Con, is it going to what we bringing up? You know what I'm saying? So if he has neither, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, man, like it said, bro, though he humbled himself and doing crouching, man. You know, I use an example like one time, man, like when my son was born, you know, we took him to the doctor and they was, he really should get and we're like, nah, you know, I'm just started learning, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I was like, nah, I wouldn't think about it. Next visit, more and more they kept asking, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, so I'm like, nah, my son not getting up. Oh, man, you can't come with, we think something wrong with him. You know, I'm trying to use straight, man, this came from straight devil, bro. She was cool, everything was fine, long as, and that's all you see up in that clinics, man. It's Jake, baby, here's a car, just shooting our people up with that shit, man.
Jumpstart.
Fucking our people up, man. That's why people got the highest fucking rate of autism, ADHD, all from this shit, man. It's been actually, doctors came out with proof that this is linked to that shit, man. Here it is, he pushing on you damn dumb niggas, man. Take your child and get that shit, man. Let them shoot your child up with that fucking poison, man.
You know, he was going to be back in a movie a few years ago, and I think it was called.
Yeah, we wanted to that.
And they basically, when they got on him, he backed out of the door. We're going to be here tomorrow.
Why is it you can talk about murdering people, murdering our people, doing all these dang wicked things, but when you start talking about things like that, things of importance, people go, Robert De Niro, you better not do that movie. People get spooked. They're like, oh, I'm probably not. They never make. It was a movie that was supposed to come out. That was what was it called? It was going to feature the Hebrew Israelites in it.
Oh, you talking about damn?
That movie never got made. The director, something he just Danny Glover. Yeah, Danny Glover was going to do it. But whenever truth is getting spoken on, or a critical conversation is had that it is looked at even objectively, that shit gets shut down, man.
What's that scripture says? He make it simple, pray that speaketh upright.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
I would think that you asked for this. Sirach, chapter 13, and I'll start at verse 3. And it reads, the rich man hath done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat also.
Hey, so you got the rich man, which we know according to Job 9:24, that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? So when the even when he's done wickedness, he's entreated. He's told that by the people who he's oppressed that everything's okay, chiefly by all women, because he's in power. Well, you know what? I forgive you. You know, you got we were out here like 2 years ago, and I brought up the crime bill to this Judite woman. She said, "Well, you know, Biden, he's involved from that. Really, he's involved from calling you, you Negro, you so-called Negroes, you Judites, beasts and savages, and we should vote for him."
he's evolved. No, for somebody to think that way up there, because he was still up in his, what, 30s, almost 40s when he said that?
No, he was like 50, he's 80-something years old, bro.
Hey. Hey, now I seen an interview where he was talking,
like 60-something, 50, 60 years old.
I seen an interview back in the
Bro,
day
what is mean?
when he was like, maybe like 40 or something, and he was talking about, this, you know, the so-called Haitians. And he was calling them like, you know, savages or what. Nobody would care about Haiti for sunk in the water. And he was, so for somebody to think like that, they just don't evolve late age from that. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, that person's foundation of understanding of who they are is that way.
So you your way.
Yeah, you ain't. That's why the scriptures even tell you not to put new wine in the old wineskin. So, you know, he evolved. Come on now.
Teach the old dog
New tricks.
That's right. So, back in Sirach 13, verse 4, if thou be for his profit, he will use thee.
And that's precisely what we see. See, now that, you know, he was trying to get in the office, he used you so-called Negroes. He used your plight against you. Right? Now he had certain interviews saying, I was the only white boy standing up against Trump and the things that he said. When in 1994, you was calling us savages and saying that we need to get locked up because we're psychopaths.
Right.
Because we're monsters.
They dupe you niggas every 4 years.
Damn. And under his administration, guess what? You're being led to death even more.
Yeah.
With these various inoculations.
Hey man, the Democrats, just to keep it a buck with you, and it's all one thing. It's really a one-party system. Two wings of the same bird, like Yoda Gabor always says. Okay? But they just tricking you niggas into thinking they're concerned with you. Take a look around you. What has been done for you ever? I'll wait. Nothing has really been done for you ever, especially from that side. But you get duped that the only party you need to be a part of is the party of Yahweh and Yahweh. Okay, that's the avenue that you should be concerned with. Nigga, you in captivity. You ain't gonna vote your way out of captivity, nigga. But our people, man, they lack understanding. They think that change is gonna. No, man. There's only one concern. There's only one kingdom that we're truly concerned with. That's the kingdom of heaven.
That's right. Now, if I can add real quick, just to add to what the elder said, you know, with under this dude, it's been more death. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga is after you, Jakes, man. You know what I'm saying? This nigga is talking about setting up juicing stations in barbershops, beauty shops. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere that he knows you like to be, man. You know, who's in the barbershops every week?
Right.
In the beauty shops, getting their hair done and nails done. Jake, man. Yep.
Didn't they send what you call it to Breakfast Club? Who listens to the Breakfast Club? Yeah. Yeah. Why would they?
Right.
And that campaign was so sleazy. Showing her like, look, she's listening to Atomic Dog.
Right.
She like hustle like you guys. And you niggas just ate it up, bro. Bro, that's so condescending, bro.
That shit was.
That's so fucking condescending. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
That's so condescending.
It was like one big.
Low level, bro.
It was like one big Wayans brothers. You know how the Wayans brothers are making skit? Yeah. Showing how this white man trying to belittle you. Like, don't be a menace. You seen that movie, right? Don't be a menace. It was like they was mocking Jake to their face, but it was like Jake didn't get that they were being mocked. Yeah. It was just like, damn, this shit is embarrassing.
That's what we do.
We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. Hey, they really did you niggas. They really did it,
man. And now y'all gonna be led to slaughter. So you never supposed to trust your enemy, man. Right. And they entreat you because they have need for you. They need you to believe in them. Chiefly because they need your energy to push an agenda. Let's go back to the scripture.
Yeah. Of course, who's gonna be put? If he's gonna be in every barbershop, beauty shop, who's gonna be inserting this in there? Is it gonna be your barber? She's gonna get a fade? Yeah, fade, and then I'm gonna give you this inoculation before you go.
They're gonna be setting up, you know, vacation stations in all those areas. Yep. They also gonna use the military to administer a lot of it.
Back in Sirach, chapter 13 and verse 4. If thou be For his profit he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee.
That's right. And a lot of you guys are going to be forsaken. If Joe Biden gets into the office again, a lot of you guys who voted for him, you're going to see that he was a fraud. You're seeing it now. His approval rate is like at 42%. Right?
That's not even a deal.
And all they had to do was just put in an idiot to run in the Republican Party, right? Just said a so-called racist, right, to run the Republican Party. You think you're gonna run to the Democratic? Hey, what's up, brother? You gonna run into the Democratic Party again and be duped again, right? But real soon, the draconian laws gonna be put in place because your vibration is not gonna be needed anymore, man. It's cheap for the so-called black woman. Your vibration is not gonna be needed anymore. Hey, because after Joe Biden was voted in, he had articles saying the black woman saved the country, don't make us do it again. Did y'all see that article? What? The black woman saved the country, don't make us do it again. They had the black woman just chest all out. But guess what? You gonna be duped to that day, man. Look it up, brothers. It's something to that nature. Not verbatim, but it's something to that nature. So a lot of people that believe in the Democratic Party and Republican Party, you being duped, man. Right? And you're gonna find out that he doesn't have any need for you again. He deems a lot of you guys as bottomless feeders. You know? And so he's gonna take you out by these various inoculations.
They show you that in a lot of movies. The bad guy, he'll use the pretty woman until she doesn't have any usefulness anymore. Then the scars of her. That's what he's gonna do with the nigga woman. I still had that precept when y'all talked to.
Yeah, it's a little more to get to the point. Sirach 13:5. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou?
That's right. So what do you guys want? Now, what is Biden doing? Well, he's giving out these various loans to so-called black women that have businesses. And you have black women saying the so-called black man, he's disenfranchised. He's stuck. He doesn't want to move forward. But the money he's giving out is just funny money. This fiat currency doesn't have any value. So the money that you get, the businesses are not going to come not. The business, the loan that you taking out, guess what? Your businesses are being shut down. Why is that? Because there's a dang on pandemic. And so the business loan that you receive, guess what? You're not going to be able to pay it back. Because these businesses are failing at an exponential rate. Okay? So yeah, he's giving you loans, but guess what? He already knows that. I'm going to shut this economy down anyway. So what one is that? Right. You want one money to cook your neighborhood, Tyrone? Do it. You know what? Screw it. Yeah. Screw it. Here you go, Keisha. And here you go, home girl.
You know, so then it'll be like, well, I tried to help you guys.
Yep.
And he'll be able to say that.
Like you doing to go in the house.
This man,
like it's doing the pandemic.
Yeah.
You can't get no money now.
Yep. There was I was watching I forget, it was news, but it was on Spectrum, and it was actually had a segment of a clip that was going on about a store in Development that an Instacart owns, and her store had to shut down because her whole family got COVID, and we know that the COVID test really, or a lot of it is false. A lot of it is just, and one. I said go on there, sure. And one, we know that the Crown Royale is just simply a common cold. Now, all of a sudden, like the flu, they say 98%, the flu is 98% gone, which is BS. It's just, and then you look at the symptoms of the flu and the infamous pandemic, it's damn near identical. This happens every year, but they're able to change, to use those code words and give you this text that's probably just telling you got the freaking common code, and they use that as a pretense to shut you down. So a lot of people that have businesses, they're being shut down. That they probably receive these loans from the Biden administration. Okay? So that he's using you.
All right, so yeah, it's Isaiah 59, and I'll start at 14. It says, "And judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off." And I always say, man, we're not gonna receive justice until the return of our Lord.
That's right. That's right. And everything that we deem as, what you people deem as justice, I should say, man, it's a catch-22. You know what I'm saying? And us coming out here and telling you and diagnosing the fraud, the oppression that you're trusting in, we are demonized. We'll look that crazy. Did somebody get that in Isaiah 33? Was it 30 or 33? They trust in oppression. That's 30. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay. Where the truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Yeah, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey.
That's right. So we are telling our people not to take certain inoculations, not to follow after the New World Order by bowing down and taking the abomination of desolation. And we're demonized. We're seen as crazy. Right? He talking about hell. People considering what the heck he's saying, man. But we over here telling you, man, it's gonna be something that you can't fathom on this earth, according to day in the 12th chapter.
Poor man's wisdom is disregarded.
But our people would rather prefer listening to that planet hell. You know what I'm saying? The whole damn planet is on fire. Right. How's that gonna work? So it's gonna collide. Is it gonna be able to pick people up with the sun rays that are bring you to hell?
Yeah, it's stupid. And when the Lord judge a man like that, spreading lies, and we say, "What the Lord judged him," you niggas get mad at us.
We don't even know if he's real. We don't even know if he's real. That's why I put him up as a cartoon character. He never showed his face. We don't know if he's real. Niggas just be crying. Think about that. Niggas just be like, my sleep died, and I just need about 30 grand to bury him, you know, so he had a certain way that he would be buried. Well, he could be sitting on the couch drinking a goddamn margarita laughing at y'all. No proof. Don't know what he look like. They talking about a planet hell, Captain Planet gonna come and kill the earth. Like, what?
Hey.
Planet X, Captain. Come on, man.
Willing down.
That's right. So Jake
talking about.
So Jake will listen to that. Jake will listen to these political parties as salvation, but they don't want to listen to sound doctrine. We are given sound doctrine. We're demonized. We're as prey unto these people.
It's gonna sit over their spirit, and when you get into this word, man, it's a call for you to change. Some of those niggas that was making videos, you know, scoffing at us, one nigga had a blunt in his mouth.
Right. They're low level. That's why Jake really shouldn't get mad at them.
Yeah. He subscribed to that dude because it wasn't a requirement for him to become a new preacher. Listening to that dude. He got to be a nigga that know he's Israelite, a nigga with an Israelite twist. That's all. So that Jake flocking to these dudes because it doesn't really require for them to really change.
That's right. They trusted oppression. If you look up that word oppression, it means a fraud.
It's Isaiah 30.
Enough on this one.
Isaiah 30, verse 12. It says, "Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise these words, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression." And
now I have a 1611. Let me find that. I have a study Bible. if you look at that word oppression in the study Bible in the margins, it actually says thrive or a lie. So our people trust in lie versus sound doctrine. Okay?
It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall.
That's right. So it's going to suddenly fall upon you, man. Much like what happened in Katrina. You know, people were having I know people that was in the midst of that. You know what I'm saying? Well, I know people who knew people who was in the midst of the Hurricane Katrina. They was having an F Katrina party. They were partying it up. Yeah, they were having an F Katrina party. And everything was cool until that dam, I want to say downtown broke. And guess what? That whole downtown was flooded. It was flooded. So the next thing, what's crazy is I had personal testimony of a woman saying that the same person who was saying, girl, I'm about to go to the Katrina, F Katrina party, I'm about to do it up. She on the news crying for help with her baby in her hand. My baby need pampers. You know what I'm saying? On the roof. Okay? And symbolically speaking, that's going to be a lot of you people that's trusting in Esau, trusting in oppression. He knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
See,
He probably been online. He's eating my
it could just be the spirit.
Yeah. Can I read this for you? Because you mentioned the Katrina incident. It's Matthew 24:37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Whereas in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. They were partying, like Brother said. Unconcerned.
When they felt that first drop, they was like, whoa. Because they never witnessed. They never went there. They was, man, look at Noah. Man, I want to go to the pub, man, look at this thing. Scoffing. Yeah. Probably throwing stuff at him.
Right.
And they do this. He said that for 120 years. Look at that. Look at
that. We've been prophesying. Hey, the word been coming out for a while.
I could say that you may have some people that was into it, you know, with knowing, like, you know, he might have a point.
He might have a point.
1 year, 5 years.
Yep.
39.
Oh, yeah. Saying that we still here. I ain't seen that. You think I gotta live my life, right? Yeah.
And knew not until verse 39, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
That's right. Even the night, man. People are walking down the street, they're having a good time, bro. They're not worried about the end time. People trying to get up on some females, people trying to party, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They're not concerned with none of it.
They waiting for the next big thing. So when that time hit, man, it's gonna be, hey, when that time hit, you know, a lot of people will be caught up. A lot of people aren't paying attention. A lot of people aren't aware of political news and things of that nature. And we'll give you top knowledge, man. And filtering it through the scriptures. That's what we're supposed to be doing as watchmen. But you got a lot of people who call themselves watchmen, right? Whether it be people that are Christians or people that know that they're Israelites, they're making a merchandise out of these scriptures, man.
Yeah.
And with vain words that they're causing many people to go astray. Did you have a precept? Can you get Ezekiel 34? Yeah, I just don't want to be up here dry talking. Get these scriptures, man.
Yeah.
So that's where it's at. Start at 2. So we had started on there, and we just segue to again going back to diagnosing a false prophet.
Yeah.
Let these scriptures speak.
Ezekiel 34:2, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy, saying unto them, thus saith the Lord God unto the shepherds. Woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flock? Ye eat the fat, and ye clothe you with the wool. ye kill them that are fed, but ye feed not the flock.
That's right. So these shepherds are eating good, but they're not giving the flock what they need, which is this word. Hey, what did Yahushua say unto to Peter? He said, Peter, do you love me?
Yeah.
He said, Peter said, yeah, of course I love you. He said, if you love me, feed my flock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we're supposed to be doing, man. Not getting T-shirts made and selling
our pockets.
Fat, like the broski said, fattening our pockets, man.
Can I read this? This Deuteronomy 18:22. It says, when a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that thing, Salakia, that is the thing which the Lord have not spoken, but the prophet have spoken it presumptuously. Now you have men that say, ain't no microchips. It ain't this and ain't that. But you seeing it play out, you have to weigh in the balance. Is this man really a man of the Lord? Are they on the, is the Lord dealing with this person? Because the things they said, ain't no Jacob's trouble. Everything is headed towards that. We see it playing out in cities. In LA, they said it's like the purge right now. Right. They said, don't come out here. We don't know if we have enough officers to protect you. Right. These things are playing out. And for somebody to say these things presumptuously, you got to come and bring it into question, man. Is this person somebody I should be hearkening unto?
Right. That's it. You got something?
Real quick.
Go ahead off on this one here.
2 Corinthians 5:11 says, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made to manifest unto Yahweh Shemel Shai, and I trust also are made manifest in your conscience. Hey, like you say, the terror of the Lord, us having that fear of the Lord through that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that when it's pursuing the Isaiah 33, it's persuading us to pull out these worldly ways, as it says in Micah 2:10. We're coming out of this world for what? To basically retrieve and receive salvation. Lord willing, we are those men. And we don't, like I say, hey, it ain't who else out here doing this? Going the highways and byways. So the Lord is getting ready to deliver us, bring forth anger, wrath, and we got to basically be prepared. So we got to do away from this world and receive the kingdom.
That's it, brother. That's that's a beautiful way to end it. Beautiful words, brother. Hey, with that being said, we want to give all praise to our Heavenly Father. His name is
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Krakadas.
Double honor to the apostle elders that we well. Peace and mean say, takes to your account, told in the truth. Shalom.
Shalom.